What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us today. Yet another edition of Throwback Thursday. Jeff, I know you've been enjoying the content as much as I've been enjoying digging through and putting it all up and together.
I'm not gonna lie. I was trepidatious watching this, especially my stuff. I hate watching my stuff, you know that. But it's been interesting to go back and watch it because, as I said, I become less of a dick as the shows go on Talk Wrestling, which is thank God I did because the first show was so bad. But man, you have been like reaching into the vault, man. I almost feel like I want to grab Mickey Mouse on SNL. I'm like, no, protect the content. They didn't sell. So man, such good stuff to watch, and today is no exception, sir.
Yes, thank you once again to Aaron Rift of the NoDQ YouTube channel, James Hebert of the JH95 / FTW Productions, Noel Foster from the Simple Man brand, and of course, you, good sir, for the
Yes,
Jeff Meacham Network, for allowing me access to all the content that was previously discussed in private
yes,
amongst all of you guys, because there are limitations about what can and can't be posted, but
yeah. Unfortunately,
especially a big thank you once again to Aaron Rift for allowing me access to the no DQ stuff. That stuff has really helped make the process and the Throwback Thursdays succeed and thrive, I think.
absolutely.
Sit back, relax, everybody, enjoy as we bring to you yet another week of Throwback Thursday content.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Scan the QR codes to see what's upcoming for FTW Productions and what's available on demand right now. Owen the Talkinator Studios series premiere of Owen and AJ Talks. Welcome to the FTW family, Zero Miller. Shared experiences re-airing on the new FTW main hub. All Retro Wrestling Review Series videos on demand and upcoming. The Wrestling Rundown makes its return, available now on demand. Fantasy Booking Series video, If Goldberg Stayed in WWE in 2004. Pride CAW Supercard by Zero Entertainment. All of a Simple Man's Brand Simply Predicting panels. Simple Bracketology season premiere covering the G1 Climax 33. AEW Spark, WWE Aftershock, every show week by week. Indy Force Episode 26, available now on demand. Jeff Meacham Network, all watch-along events. AEW Double or Nothing Dynamite Go Home Show Watch Party, available now on demand. A Simple Take, WWE Simple Takes featuring Casa D18 Studios. Super Mario Bros. Z voice acting, Episode 3 coming soon. Breaking news, ATW View Impromptu. WYW Intro and Immortal Stream. Wrestling with Idiocy Episode 8, Fast Food and Restaurants discussion. Plugs have concluded. On to the video.
The Casa D18 Studios, an affiliate of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, proudly presents this retro content from J. Hebert Studios.
The following program contains strong language that is not suitable for young children. Viewer discretion is advised. In 2019, Michael X won the Wrestling Rundown Championship, taking the world by storm. But then, the virus attacked. These men promptly escaped from mental insanity by talking about the nerdiest shit on the internet, filmed in the Massachusetts Underground. Today, still wanted by the people of YouTube, they survive as nerds, weebs, and dorks of fortune. If you have an obsession, if no one else can talk, and if you can subscribe to them, maybe you can hire the Indy Force. Keep it up, my nigga. Indy Force! Assemble!
Well, it says, I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, before we start this damn show, I'm going to make a very quick and brief statement on what's going on with the, whatever it's, I don't know what they're called. I think it's like For Justice Movement or something like that. Or Speak Out Movement, I think it's called. So, this is all I'm going to say about it. While I support the original message of the actual thing, there are idiots on both sides of the actual heart of the issue. And it's gotten so messy now that none of us are going to talk about it at all. If you want to know my fucking thoughts on the damn thing, you can go on my Twitter page, at jhebertside95. You'll find it there. Under no circumstances is this going to be brought up on this podcast, except for the following statement. Fuck David Starr and fuck Joey Ryan. I'm going to leave it at that. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Indy Force Podcast, a podcast for nerds, weebs, and dorks of fortune. We are here. Mike and Casey, for the first time, I think, ever, are together.
Case, get on your cam.
It's on his cam.
Yeah. Oh, I can't see that from my end.
Oh, just drag it down from the top.
No, I mean it.
Oh, right, because you're on your phone.
I'm on my phone. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Everybody can see me.
And I'm in front, so it works.
So for the record, they are in the same room, so sometimes you'll hear one is a little bit faint than the other. They're going to keep their microphones muted most times, just so that way there's not that reverb effect. So. I couldn't hear a thing Mike said.
How about now? I'm just trying to figure out how that... Yeah, it's the headset. I'm trying to figure out how it works properly. But actually, I don't hear you and I bouncing off each other super bad right now.
Yeah, but that's because Nico says his mic muted.
That's because I have my mic.
Yeah, Casey has his mic muted.
That's what I said.
No.
That's what I said, but apparently the microphone's fucking stupid. Okay. So, we're going to talk about the fun stuff now. We're actually going to talk about fun stuff, which is apparently not what people aren't doing a lot of right now. So, we're going to talk about AEW, and specifically a storyline, or rather an angle that kind of set up for Fyter Fest going on July 7th, or either July 1st or July 8th. And that is Jake Hager versus Cody. So, how many people have seen this other than I know Nikos and I probably saw it?
I have not yet.
I have.
Okay. It is so in short, basically to spare everybody the details. Cody had a match with Mark Quinn. Cody won because obviously it was for the title. Jack Swagger came out because Cody ended up, or Jack Swagger, listen to me, Jake Hager. Let me address him by his proper name. Ended up
not his slave name.
Yeah, not his slave name. Jake Hager ended up coming out because Cody used his finisher, or one of his signature moves, the ankle lock, which Swagger was not a fan of, and he attacked both Cody and he attacked Arn Anderson, which then led to Private Party and Matt Hardy coming out to even the odds, chasing off the Inner Circle, and that set up their title match for the Fyter Fest show on TNT. I particularly love this because in a lot of companies, WWE especially, they'll forget little details like this. They won't remember stuff like that. They won't oh, he used an ankle lock. You know, they had Hager remember. He came out. He looked pissed off beyond belief. And that was the simple setup to have for their matchup. I like that. I think that was genius. That was kind of like a genius
smart.
way of
It's smart booking, is what it is. It's really smart booking, and nobody is shocked that they're doing smart booking.
Yeah.
They've been doing relatively well for like the past couple months. So if you haven't been watching AEW, really, I'm not a fan of AEW. You got to give them credit where credit's due. For a new company that's only been around for less than a year at this point.
I think it was a year after Double or Nothing. It was a year after Double or Nothing.
So yeah, Double or Nothing would be about a year. For a company that's only been around for a year, they really don't have any storyline loopholes or problems. Which is hard to do because sometimes that is an issue.
Yeah, 100%.
So credit has to be due where credit is due, and plus they're pushing the right people over.
Yeah. Dude, how insane is it that I look forward more to a Jake Hager match than I ever had when he was in WWE?
Because they
How
made him
sad
into a
is that?
joke.
Yeah.
He was a joke in WWE, dude. Nobody cared about him. Nobody gave two shits about Jack Swagger at all. Because it's like, oh, great, he's Kurt Angle, but, like, not as interesting.
No, they actually made him Jake Hager. They made him be himself, and that's the thing. Like, everybody's like, oh, he's going to be the next Kurt Angle this. He's going to be the next,
No. I've always agreed. I've always agreed with the ideology of Chris Jericho. Do not be the second of a old edition. Be the first of your own. It says, as he said way back in the day, I would rather be the first Chris Jericho than the second Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yourself is going to be better. You know, Rock tried to act like a combination of Peter Maivia and Rocky Soulman Johnson. Didn't work. He was booed. They were chanting "Die Rocky, die." Turns into The Rock when he joins the Nation. Instant success pretty much overnight in the span of a year. Because that's a pretty short amount of time to be that fucking successful in a year. Like, that was a major turnaround. Everybody was just like, oh, yeah, well, he's just a white meat babyface. They turned him essentially into...
Love him.
They essentially turned him into this icon pretty much by accident because they paired him up with the right group to let him be himself. And The Rock wasn't, Rocky Maivia anymore. He was The Rock. So... that's kind of what they're doing with Hager now. Not that I think anybody's ever going to match The Rock, but Hager's now being his own individual. He's not trying to be like The Rock. He's not trying to be like Kurt Angle. He's trying to be himself.
There can only be one. There is no one on the planet that can ever replicate someone of status like The Rock or Kurt Angle, which is not possible.
That's like trying to be
Cold.
That's like trying to be the second Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Like that's just that gimmick was at the perfect time period. It had enough push and enough drive into it that it was natural, and that's hard.
Everybody has also done this with Phoenix because like Ray Phoenix is like, oh, it's like Rey Mysterio in AEW, but that's not at all the case. He's being Ray Phoenix. He's a heel right now. That's probably the main reason why they turned the Lucha Brothers heel, so that way, they weren't compared to Rey Mysterio as much, And call me. I love Rey Mysterio. I'm like the biggest Rey Mysterio mark out here right now, but call me crazy. I don't recall Rey Mysterio doing a diving kick to Orange Cassidy and looking like a boss doing it.
I have a better idea. I will never compare Rey Fenix to Rey Mysterio, but he is absolutely El Blaze.
Yeah, he's an El Blaze.
Fair enough.
Absolutely, he's El Blaze from fucking Virtua Fighter. When it comes to his entire moveset, he would be, if you're ever going to make a Virtua Fighter movie or mini-series or whatever,
he's the guy.
Grab him instantly because he's perfect for the role.
Dude,
but anyway.
The diving kick was his audition.
Dude, that's like trying to say that's like saying Pentagon Jr. is La Parka. It's like, it doesn't work because they're completely separate in ideology.
Yes, 100%.
You can see where one took from the other,
but you can see more the fact of the word Ray has been tossed around for so long.
Yeah.
In Lucha Libre wrestling that it's like it's just a name.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a glorified name.
Yeah.
Almost every wrestler has the name Ray.
It's just the word king.
Yeah, that's literally all it is.
Really, straight up.
It's just the word king. Like that's like going there and saying, "Oh, well, what's his name? Who was the third guy that was with them at Fyter Fest? Or was it Double or Nothing against Omega and the Bucks? Who was the third guy?
Pac?
No, the Death Triangle. Yep, Pac.
No.
It wasn't Pac.
It was Pac.
It wasn't Pac.
Oh, you're talking about at Fyter Fest. That would have been Laredo.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, no, that would have been Laredo Kid.
Yeah, Laredo Kid. That's like saying Laredo Kid is fucking Ultimo Dragon.
It's not.
Yeah, no,
It's not comparable.
not at all. Well,
He took inspiration, but he's not trying to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Now, going forward here,
Just before we do, are we looking?
I did not hear what you said. You cut out. Oh, boy.
Try that again, Case.
Okay. So, just before we go forward, are we looking forward to this match?
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it now. 100%. I'm looking forward to seeing Hager versus Cody. I think the way they did it, the way they built it up, had me intrigued. You know, like, and everybody's like, and everybody's like, oh, you're just a bunch of move marks. It's like Swagger might be. He's definitely just a big, you know, beefy kind of grappler. He's really like, he's not like the biggest move guy.
But how can you be
interesting enough right now where that doesn't matter?
But here's the problem with that. Wrestling's been about spots since the 1970s.
Right.
That's like calling somebody a move mark is the equivalent of going to somebody that watches a movie and say, you're a film junkie. What? No shit. That's why I went to go watch movies, dumbass.
It's just ridiculous. I don't know. I feel like people just hate to hate sometimes.
No, people.
I just wanted to make that. I wanted to point that out.
People in the wrestling community like to bitch and moan about stuff. That's what I have noticed, and I'm not gonna fucking point fingers and names or at any specific group because that's stupid.
Right.
That takes too much effort and time to try to find and weed all that stuff out. But there are those people that will bitch and moan about every single thing in wrestling, no matter what.
Yeah, and that can be separate of any community.
Yep.
There's always that one group that will always stir shit up.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
This is not a bad setup, by the way. I like this.
That's actually true. You know what? Just between you and me, and I know we're gonna just say it on air, so fuck it. I'm not editing this out. We should have this setup the way we have it on Skype. We should have the same setup even when we're in person.
Oh yeah, 4 different cameras.
Yeah, I think it works. I think it really does. The only thing about it is we would need to get like 4 cameras on that USB thing.
That's not that hard though. I mean, okay, let me explain it like this so that way you can cut this out later on. If you choose to, I don't know. I don't care what you do.
I'm gonna leave it in because we like to improve our show anyway.
4 tables, 4 microphones. Done. With the switch in the middle. That's all you need.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
now, speaking of that, speaking of things that are going well to things that aren't doing so well, MLW. So,
Major League Wrestling.
Yeah. So,
Core power.
I got a video here. All credit to Solid Monster Sounds Off on YouTube. The link will be in the description. I'm going to share computer audio sound. They have signed a deal with DAZN. However, it might not be as good as you think.
Speaking of MLW, they've signed a deal, MLW has, with the streaming service DAZN to be the first pro wrestling promotion to stream on the service, on the platform.
Also, Jason, it's DAZN, I'm pretty sure. Isn't it DAZN?
It's
DAZN.
It's DAZN. James.
Is it DAZN? Everybody's been calling it DAZN until recently.
Listen, if you get a part of this stupid thing with DAZN, you're an idiot. Like, you are a fucking idiot.
Oh, well, he's going to go into why.
Shows have already started airing on DAZN, including episodes of MLW Fusion. If you watch MLW Fusion on beIN Sports, fear not. It will continue to air on beIN Sports. If you watch the episodes on YouTube, maybe fear a little bit because it doesn't sound like they're going to be keeping them up on YouTube for much longer. I guess the ad revenue for them on YouTube is just not worth it.
Hey, I have an idea.
Do all 3.
How about this? Do all 3, and if the ad revenue was that bad, this is how you get around that. It's called a donation button.
No, that'd be too intelligent. That'd be too intelligent.
Like, dude, it's better than doing a donation button's better than going on freaking DAZN. You might as well just give up all your savings right now.
Hey, I have a better idea. Take a cue from Impact. It's called Twitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, you'll make way more money doing that. Like 100%, you'll make way more money doing that.
You could do it on both. You could do it on YouTube and Twitch as long as you have a donation button. It doesn't matter.
Like,
and if
you
you're
look
really
like
that,
go right ahead, Nikos.
and if you're really that desperate for revenue, try making an OnlyFans account.
Honestly, though,
listen.
Really quick.
Listen.
I'll say this. I'm not gonna shit on anybody for an OnlyFans account because it has more than just the pornography side of things. There's a lot of artists that are on there as well that make specific style of art. Yes, I know somebody's gonna say something. Ooh, you mean they make hentai? Well, there's cosplayers that are on there. There's all that other type of stuff. OnlyFans is not just porn. It's just a lot of porn individuals that are in the porn.
People go there now. It's just a lot of porn now.
There's a lot of porn over there.
Damn you, Belle Delphine.
But listen, it's if you're smart, which they're not because they're out. Dude, I bet I could go to a wrestling fan and go, "Have you ever heard of MLW?"
And they'll go,
"What? The fuck's an MLW?"
I will say this. Hey, listen. I will say this. There are people that do the thing. If they do the pornography, whatever. But like, I don't give a shit. The whole thing is that's not even the point of this. The whole point of this is, and I think to Nikos' point, you'd make more money doing an OnlyFans than you would fucking signing a deal with DAZN.
Yeah, honestly,
like
if you were a smart wrestling company, which I can't even admit that I'm saying that right now, is a fucking Impact is smart.
Twitch.
You go for Twitch. You go for YouTube. You go for things that you'll have ad revenue for, and you'll make more money.
Yep, 100%. Anyway.
We're not making enough money on YouTube. Then sell merch. Well, we're not making enough money with merch and advertisement. Then go on Twitch. Well, we're not making enough money with Twitch and all this other stuff. We want to become major league. We want to get up there with everybody else. The problem is, you called yourself MLW.
A lot of people will confuse that. Even I've confused in the past with MLB.
Yeah.
Like when you hear MLW, like, you mean the MLB? No, MLW. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah,
and you watch it.
We'll talk about that more. Let's continue with this. What Jason has to say here.
So for the time being, it's still on beIN Sports and YouTube, as well as DAZN. And apparently, when live events resume, whenever that may be, they will have the ability to broadcast some of those live shows on DAZN. So they might be able to start having these live, maybe like monthly pay-per-view style events. They are said to still be in talks with at least one U.S. cable outlet. No word on which one that is. PW Insider did say that earlier this year, as recently as January, they were having discussions with ESPN. This was right before ESPN, the pandemic hit. ESPN picked up some WWE content. I think, didn't they air one of the WrestleManias on ESPN? Like WrestleMania 3. And then I think they shifted all of the classic WWE content pretty much over to FS1. In fact, this Tuesday, they're airing the 1996 Survivor Series.
My dad and I actually watched that.
Not a bad pay-per-view.
Not a bad pay-per-view, but wow. What an option.
Just there.
But I guess the Survivor Series in 96 had the very first match between Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Bret Hart was in Madison Square Garden. So FS1 is really become those discussions were left off. If they have resumed discussions, maybe that's the cable provider that MLW is talking to. There were other rumors months ago that they had interest from Showtime, which is a premium cable channel.
Okay, so if they do the deal on DAZN, the only way that's really gonna work, because I don't know what the point where he said doing the DAZN deal is a bad idea, but I do know. He said it wasn't necessarily the best idea. It will be a better idea if they actually get on ESPN. Because then it will do exactly what I said they needed to do, what we had said they needed to do, and that's go 2 hours.
Do they have
fit in more shit.
But do they have enough stuff to make that work?
I mean,
ESPN's
if
big.
they do this, if ESPN picks up MLW,
it's not like they're picking up the friggin' AWA.
No.
You don't,
Or even the NWA.
Yeah.
That has, I don't know, 60 years, almost 40 years of footage in their arc.
Personally, if they do MLW did have something. And I remember we reviewed at least one episode. We thought they had something. I think this was on like one of the older Indy Forces.
They had,
I think it was like episode 2 or something. Like we talked about it, and we said
the problem with MLW is that most of their big stars are gone, and they went to other companies.
Not entirely. They have the whole independent circuit to their disposal right now. Like they
True,
can bring in whoever. I think they can even work out a deal with AEW. I think they have done it. That might change if they go to ESPN. But,
that's probably true.
There is a lot of talent. There's a ton of talent on the independents right now that AEW hasn't even picked up. And what's shocking to me is I think they actually signed a bunch of Lucha Underground big-time stars that got the Mexican market over there, which is probably why DAZN even was interested in the first place. Because like those guys were not cheap to get out of their contracts with Lucha Underground. So I think that's why. And again, they had something there. The problem is they only had 2 matches, and then everything else was filler and promotion. And it was like in your face promotion, like just forcing it down your throat all the time, like for like I think 15 minutes. So there was like a 30-minute match here, a 30-minute match there, 15 minutes of promotion for their shit, some promos in between, kinda, but it felt randomly put together. Whereas if you put it on ESPN, it's 2 hours, and then they'd have a lot more things to do their stuff with. And it could be an ECW in this line of thing where MLW could be ECW, and then you have AEW as like WCW, and then you have the WWE being the WWE still.
Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that, though. MLW is trying to compare that to ECW. Is
no, I'm just using it as like a baseline. I'm not saying.
No, I get it, but let me explain why I say that type of comparison or ideology just doesn't work.
I know it doesn't work. I just said I used it as a baseline. I know they're not ECW. I'm not saying that. There's no way they could be ECW.
But what I'm trying to become the ECW style show in between 2 other things, or at least be that third option on the 2 other things that are going on. It doesn't work.
And it's also kind of hard in this day and age.
Especially since it's like, if you want to watch wrestling, you go on YouTube, you type in wrestling, and you'll get a fucking category of shit.
Mostly from WWE.
Well, I mean, that's not just WWE. You got to talk about the backyard wrestling stuff too. That's all over YouTube. It's still all over YouTube.
No, and I get that. I'm just saying. I only compare them that way, in the sense that if they do it, it could be like them because they have a lot of international talent that kind of faces off with each other, which is why it's called. Which is why they went with the name Major League Wrestling, and like that's cool. Again, I thought it was good. It just there was something missing. And it was the fact that everything was just kind of haphazardly thrown together. It was like,
no, I wouldn't even
match, promo for 15 minutes of the pay-per-view, another match. You may get a sprinkle of promos in between from wrestlers.
But here's the problem: they don't have enough people on their roster that are a big enough draw to keep you. See, here's the difference. Here's the difference between MLW and ECW for when it comes to how they ran their talent specifically. ECW may not have paid the most, but the difference was that they let people do whatever the fuck they wanted.
Well, that is the case. That is the case with MLW. People are given the opportunity. The problem is there's not enough time because they haphazardly do their shit.
It's definitely one of those companies of, we'll get up there, but it's going to take us about 5 years. They're not going to launch as fast as AEW did. It's going to take them a good 5 years of hard work to do this properly.
This is going to be a grind for MLW.
Yep.
And I want them to succeed, absolutely. But they're going to have to go through 6 levels of hell to get there.
Yep.
Yeah, not just that. Like, they're also competing with like other brands like NWA, like Impact. They already have like fucking years of recognition. The latter of which having like 60 years of history.
Yep.
So that's going to be a challenge for them as well.
Even though we all agree that the NWA title is kind of a meaningless belt for how many people have held it.
No, not right now. Not right now. Nick Aldis is the hell out of that belt.
No, I agree. I'm not saying right now, but I can at least say throughout its history, it's had a lot of people that you go, oh, he held fucking okay.
Actually, I can't just say Nick Aldis because Cody and Tim Storm also brought some prestige.
Yeah, they've had the belt.
Yeah,
I just said there has been a lot of very good talent to hold the NWA title, but
Absolutely. You got Lou Thesz, you got friggin' Ric Flair, the Funk, both of them.
Yep.
And then you have people like Cowboy Dick Hutton.
And then you go, why?
They were at a low point.
At some point,
I blame Shane Douglas.
Someone.
I just blame Shane Douglas. That's the problem. That's why that all happened.
No, true. I'm just trying to put it in perspective of the NWA title was one of those things of you would rent that title out, and that's what that would be for, is for a rent.
Who was the last worthy person, like truly worthy person to hold that?
Christian Cage.
Aldis. I don't know about that. It would probably be AJ. I think it's AJ.
Did AJ ever hold the
belt
before he turned to the TNA title?
I made a whole post about it. He was the only one to hold both. I think he was one of the few that has ever held the IWGP, the NWA, and the WWE championships. Like right when he won the WWE title against Moxley.
Also held the TNA title. And the TNA title.
He did hold the belt, but like I was thinking of like the 3 main championships that have had years of history.
No, that's true. Well, so does TNA.
Not as many, but
not as many years, but it does have a lot of history.
You got to remember, TNA was partnered up with NWA for like the longest time, so it was the NWA title was like their main belt.
But I'm saying if you're talking about like one of the most famous runs with the NWA title, it's Christian Cage. That's such a good fucking title reign. It's not even a joke.
Pretty much all throughout 2005 and 6, right?
Yeah, him and Tyson Tomko, dude. Like,
yeah, he got that away from Jeff Jarrett and finally ended that reign of terror, right? By the way, I hate that. Everybody hates Triple H, but they don't like look at Jeff Jarrett. It's like, he's all right. Like, what do you mean?
Fake gold,
dude. Not just fuck the fake gold for a minute. The guy was a paper champion. He put himself as a champion above everybody on the roster, just so that way he could be on top. He kept booking himself as the world champion. And fucked over everybody else.
At least he didn't try and book himself as a babyface. So,
I think the only moment in history that I actually enjoy of Jeff Jarrett's is when he called out Grado in ICW.
Yeah, that's it.
That's like my favorite moment with him, and that's the last moment I remember.
The only thing you need to know about Jeff Jarrett is, spend my days working hard on the go.
I don't even remember that. And I know what you're talking about, and it always leaves my memory until somebody brings it up. Just like Jeff Jarrett's career. Anyway.
Slap nuts.
Let's
nut slap.
Let's get on to the next one. We now moving on from wrestling to NASCAR, which is actually going on right now as we record this.
Only in NASCAR can this actually realistically happen outside of a wrestling storyline. Dale Jr. came out of retirement at Pocono and finished in the top 5 the same week he goes into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Hey, you know what?
Dude, GOAT.
Where Vince Russo wrote that.
He did it for daddy. He did it for his daddy, Casey. He did it for daddy. He did it for
I love you, daddy.
I love you, daddy. Yeah.
Dude, it was cool though. That was really, really cool.
I will agree with that. It's cool to see Jail Jr. What?
That's
Junior.
No, but I mean, good for him. At the end of the day, he's an incredible driver. He's one of the best still to this day.
Yeah.
That he would never get to the league that his father was, but he's damn good.
Well,
Of course.
you know what? I disagree. He could have. I think the death of his dad really kind of like lost that drive. Like he would have been Intimidator Jr. 100%. The problem was like when his father died, like that his outlook on the whole racing thing completely changed. I think at that point he just like, fuck the cup. If I win the cup, that's great, but I'm not going to push myself to where I'm dead.
By the way,
honestly, it sounds as morbid as that sounds. I think that's just his whole outlook on it.
I have a fun way to make NASCAR cool again.
Go.
Add a car, specifically at the end, after they go past a couple laps. Add a car called the Eliminator. And all it does is wipe out whoever's in last place.
That's horrible.
That's awesome.
Sounds like a demolition derby.
Last car.
Well, actually, if I don't know if anybody remembers this, but there was a small track. There was a very tiny ass track. I think it was in where they had. What track is it? Is it Las Vegas where they have the Coca-Cola 600? I think it's Las Vegas in that track. In that general vicinity of Nevada, there's this track that was like pretty much demolition derby size. Only like I think 23 cars could fit in it. So you really had to qualify well to get into the race.
Exactly.
And this track was so tiny that everyone would smash into each other like all the time because it was such a tiny track. They went as fast as they possibly could go because they always had to make sharp turns, but oh boy, were there some wrecks. And people get pissed off. There was fights all the time. I don't remember what the hell the track was called.
What I'm trying to say is, don't tell me it wouldn't be cool to have Dale Earnhardt's car have a phantom driver who's dressed all in black from head to toe, and that's the last car that is chasing everybody.
I think it would be better if you just brought that track back, because then that would give a reason for people to
I
just
think it'd be cool.
demolition.
At least for the
At least for the
Indy 500.
Yeah.
Be badass.
Or at least the Daytona.
The Daytona 500 would be even cooler.
You know what would be Talladega.
Phantom would be badass.
Talladega, dude.
Yeah. That'd be badass.
Yeah, that's where you can really open.
You know what I mean? Just have that phantom car coming after everybody.
Yeah.
Have it aggressively start slamming into people and try to knock people off course.
The
only
problem is I'll tell you why they'll never do that. I'll tell you why they'll never do that. It's the same reason why they don't go back to the track I just mentioned.
Yeah,
because if they do that, do you know how much money that's going to be to repair that fucking car?
Yeah, but it's worth way more money because that way everybody starts buying the Eliminator shirt.
Not enough for what they're getting paid by sponsors.
You'd be shocked of how much more money they would make.
I don't know, man.
Probably about as much money as Dana.
I said they just need to make the cars look different. I don't even think there needs to be a crash every time. Lord knows you get enough of them at Talladega and Daytona with how fast they go. It's just the cars look the same. You know, they need to make everything look different, and they need to like not make everything so bland in design. I think that was like the main thing we talked about. I think a couple episodes ago, but. That's neither here nor there. Congratulations to Dale because he's a great driver and he deserves it. Yeah. And yeah, it's pretty simple as that. And he's also a very good broadcaster too. In case people didn't know that, he's a very good NASCAR broadcaster.
All right. Anyway, let's just go.
Dana White.
Let's talk about Mortal Kombat happening in real life.
Fight Island is a thing, boys.
Yay!
In fact, as of recording this, it happens literally, I think, in 6 days' time.
Yes, you will all fight for me now. Here on Fight Island, we shall all become one. Your soul is mine, Conor McGregor.
Round one. Fight!
Anderson
Your hair is mine.
Does that...
Anderson Silva You will come out of retirement to fight
Does
Conor
that mean
McGregor.
the referee has to be dressed up in the guard outfit with the spear?
Oh my god, yeah, just Herb Dean in like a fucking bathing suit, fucking like Hawaiian garb. It's like, all right, let's go. Instead of roughing the contest, he's just like chilling in a beach chair.
To be fair, though, the tickets to get on that island must be awesome. Like the
and here's the catch: everyone has to dress up like a Shaolin monk.
Yes.
So how hard do we need to like go and find fucking Chuck Liddell and dress him up like Sub-Zero?
Yo.
And if anybody loses in a fight, he comes out, grabs the base of the spine, and rips off the skull. Just completely rips it straight out.
Dude, I'd be so down. I'd be so down for that. I think they should just make this an event every year.
Oh, no, it's okay. Don't worry about cloning technology, Casey. Cloning technology.
Yeah, fair. Melina is.
No, here's what you do. You have Mike Tyson show up. Whoever loses takes a punch to the face from him.
Oh, my God.
Going full fucking...
You get extra points if your skull doesn't shatter completely.
It's gonna be the Jotaro punch to Dio's skull. It's just turning into dust throughout the whole hit.
I have two main events that you can kind of build a UFC card around. Two different cards for Fight Island because I think they're going to be there multiple weeks. This is me thinking of this. Why not do Ronda Rousey versus Amanda Nunes? Because I honestly, who the fuck else is going to take on Amanda Nunes?
Cyborg
Lost already.
Exactly. Just have her fight her again.
Got destroyed by Nunes.
Don't worry about it.
No, I'm not. No, fuck that.
James, what's the thing about cyborgs?
She already lost. I mean, you could do it again, but what's the point? Especially for Fight Island. This is like a once-in-a-moment opportunity. Ronda Rousey said she ain't going back to WWE. It's right there in the palm of their fucking hand. Book the fight. It's right there. Amanda Nunes and fucking Ronda Rousey right now is like the dream fight right now.
And Ronda taps out in 2 minutes.
I mean,
actually, it would be the other way around because Ronda's ground game is fucking fantastic.
I don't. Yeah, but here's the problem. So is Nunes, and Nunes has fucking far superior striking ability.
Let me tell you exactly how that fight's gonna go. Ronda and her are going to attempt to go to the ground. They're both gonna realize that it's not gonna happen.
Actually, I don't know about that. Because here's the problem. I don't know how rusty Ronda would be.
She'd be pretty rusty. She
definitely have time to train.
She hasn't had a training camp in a very long time.
She hasn't been in a fucking octagon.
As far as we know.
3.5 years, almost 4.
Give or take.
Yeah, about 4 years.
Here's the thing. She hasn't had a training camp as far as we know. This may have been a plan all along, and they're just saving that as a surprise until 2 weeks.
That could be true, but what I'm trying to...
So, who knows if it actually happens? I doubt it will, but that would be like a major fight. Maybe not this year, but next year for Fight Island, they should definitely do that matchup because that's a matchup people are going to want to see for real.
Here's what you do. Finally give Liddell his fight against Tito Ortiz.
Then, no.
Yes.
No. Not right now, no.
Why not?
Explain.
Dude, Chuck Liddell is old as sin. The last time they had a fight was with that dumbass
Tito.
And the whole reason Dana White forced Chuck Liddell to retire in the first place was because he was worried for his health.
I know, dude. I'm just fucking around.
Fucking hell. I don't want to see that again.
Frank versus Ken Shamrock.
No. They do that enough anyway. All they do is fight.
50 Cent versus that other guy, Takeshi 6ix9ine.
No, 50 Cent versus his tax return.
No, 50 Cent versus the Blood.
Anyway, so that's beside the point. I think the two dream matches people are going to want to see. We already talked about one of them. Silva and McGregor is going to happen at some point. They already pretty much said that they want to fight each other. Nunes versus Ronda is the other one.
We already talked about that one too.
Yeah, like that's something. If it doesn't happen this Fight Island, it's got to happen next Fight Island. because that's a big money draw.
I would do the Fight Island thing, and the one thing that you have to make sure is weather, because the problem. Oh, we have Fight Island going on. Oh fuck!
It's a hurricane.
I was about to say, and it's hurricane season. Shit.
Well, it's not hurricane season yet, is it?
Oh, I'm just putting it out there that what if they have it booked for like a year and they go, oh well, shit, it's hurricane season. Oh, right. It's monsoon season. Fuck, what are we gonna do?
Right. If the weather is bad, yeah.
Just have it in a parking lot with a green screen. They won't notice.
Then have Kimbo Slice appear and just beat the shit out of everything that moves because it's gonna be street fighting moves.
Dude, well, I mean, hey, WCW did Bash at the Beach on an actual beach one year, so.
Yeah, I know, but that's 1 year that they were able to get away with that. I'm just saying, having Fight Island every year, like make it every 5 years.
I agree.
Make it a Mortal Kombat thing, except instead of every 50 years, it's every 5 years.
Yeah. Maybe every 3 years, depending. You know they're going to make it an every year thing now.
I prefer to fight like once every 5 years.
If you're Dana, you're smart. You would do it like every 5 years.
Oh, here's the problem. Dana ain't the networks, and he's kind of a bitch to them. I'm sorry. It's true, and you know it's true. God damn it! How many damn pay-per-views do we need to freaking order before we get the hint that Dana bows to the network? So yes, it's gonna be an every year thing because the network wants it an every year.
Dana really likes money.
Yes.
Guess what? So does everybody else on the goddamn planet.
Yeah. That's the main reason.
So do you.
If they want a bigger return on investment, they would do it every 5 years, but they won't. Guess
what, James? Are you telling me that, oh no, Dana wants to make money? So does almost every person in the goddamn world.
Right.
He bows. Like you're saying you wouldn't bow to the networks. If they gave you... Here's a fucking yacht full of money.
Dude, I wouldn't even go that far.
Sure, okay.
Sure, James.
Dude, I'm not gonna fucking sacrifice my creative freedom. How many times do we say, oh, I'd rather be fucking poor and happy than rich and miserable?
So you're telling me... Hold on.
Go, yeah.
Give me 2 seconds.
I'll tell you straight face, no, I would not take the fucking money. I would not.
Your loss.
Dude, I don't give a fuck about the money. If I'm not making it, like, how many years have we done WOW? We haven't made a penny off it. You know what I mean? Like, if I were to do everything for just solely money,
so what you're saying is that you're on that fuck shit.
What do you mean?
He means you're not being very
cash
money.
That money?
No, I'm not being very cash money.
You're not being very cash money.
Dude, whatever the fuck I make. I want to create stuff because I want to create it.
Agree, but let me put it like this. Ready? You're sitting at a meeting with like 6 sports representatives that are talking about, hey, we're going to do this big pay-per-view event on all these different channels.
If I'm Dana, I say no, we're not doing it every year. Once every 3 years, that's it. That's all I'd be willing to budge on. It makes no sense. We literally just explained why.
Listen, Mr. fucking hates when I cut him off. You're doing the same thing to me, and I didn't even get to finish my point. So eat a dick.
Go. I know your point though.
Okay. They sit down and they go, James, how much money do you need to do this thing? And you go, well, this amount of money. Here's a equivalent of a yacht with a fucking concrete mixer full of cash on it.
Yeah, I take it, but I'm not doing it every year. I'm not doing it every year. If they want me to do it every year, I said it makes no sense to do it every year. It makes absolutely no sense. I think I would rather take... the most I'd be willing to budge if I'm in that position. I don't even know if Dana White's in that position, but I'd be like 3 years max. I'm not willing to budge any longer than any shorter than that because
James, this is going to be like a one and done.
We literally just explained like minutes ago.
It's going to be a one and done. You know that. Do you know how
It probably would. They're only doing it from COVID, but it wouldn't surprise me if they're like, you know what, that would be cool with a crowd, and then they do it every year. But I think it should be every 3 years.
Do you know how expensive it is to rent an island, catering, food,
travel?
Yes, but that was before Trump formed his cabinet of sports guys. So.
You're not getting it though. That costs a lot of. We're talking about a good couple $2 billion to do.
I guarantee you, Trump funded it, and he's a part of the Trump thing. And fucking God knows how much the economy's in debt right now.
What you're saying is,
the U.S. Yes, the U.S. absolutely funded the UFC's Fight Island adventure. 100%. That's what I'm saying.
James, what you're saying is,
yeah.
They on that fuck shit.
Yeah, much. But anyway, let's talk about
how to describe James at any moment. James is the type of person to go to a Dunkin' Donuts and go, "Can I get a motherfucking cheeseburger?"
No.
So we're at Dunkin' Donuts. Can I get a motherfucking tugboat?
Did cheeseburgers? I ain't getting into Dunkin' Donuts. I'll tell you that right now. When there's like 15 other places that do better food.
Can I get a motherfucking
Dunkin' Donuts?
Dunkin'
Donuts is trash.
Boneless pizza with a 2 liter of Coke.
Dude, Dunkin' Donuts is trash. They are trash. Do you understand me, you basic bitches out there? They are trash.
What did you say?
What
did you just say?
Unfortunately, they're what we've got. So.
What did you just say?
Oh shit, we got Honeydew. Honeydew does better still.
There's no Honeydew in Weymouth, you idiot.
There is a Honeydew in Mass, and I'd go all the way to Pembroke to go to Honeydew, then Weymouth for Dunks.
You're a freaking idiot.
Yeah, let me go travel all the way to fucking Pembroke to go get a goddamn donut.
Yeah, well, I could also save money by not going to either, and definitely
James, you're the type of person to go, oh, we shouldn't go to this KFC. Let's go to the KFC Taco Bell that's 14 miles away.
I think I recommended that once, and then we had a bad experience, and they were like, never again.
James is the type of person that just wants to travel, even though if it's like literally a couple miles away from the original destination.
Yes, I'm a very travel-heavy person, yes. But that's neither here nor there.
Yo, Casey, can I get a ride?
From UFC, Tom Brady, or just, well, specifically just Brady and Gronkowski. So we talked about Gronkowski leaving WWE for Tampa Bay. Now we're going to talk about Brady. So I was listening to 98.5. There was a debate, essentially, of will Brady and Gronkowski have better success without Belichick, and vice versa.
Can I raise my hand for this one because I have the answer.
No.
Can I raise my? Okay, I'm gonna do this. Here's my one question that I have to ask.
Yep.
Is this pre or post him rolling his fucking knee and not going to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, true. Well, still, all right. That's beside the point.
Gronk has how many rings on his finger? And he's been to only 2 Super Bowls?
Listen. That's beside the point.
Why didn't he just get a medal of, hey, you know what?
In fairness, even though he wasn't at the Super Bowls, he was a huge reason why they got there before his knee blew out. I just want to point that out. Now, besides that point,
Casey,
you got.
I think James might be on that.
For the majority of their success. I'm serious. Gronkowski was with the fucking Falcons before he became the greatest wide receiver of all time.
Falcon punch.
He had the potential in when he was with the Falcons, but he never got to live up to
it. Falcon.
He had the potential, didn't live up to it in the Falcons, got drafted to the Patriots, became one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, despite his injuries before the Super Bowl. He was a huge reason why the Patriots got there. Vice versa for Tom Brady. Tom Brady was under the coaching of Bill Belichick And same with the last guy that was the quarterback before he ended up having to go out with a knee injury. He was doing well before that.
No, you're wrong.
He was doing a lot better than when Bill came in. Before Bill came in,
here's what happened.
Was not good before Bill came in, and that's why I bring this up.
Do you know who's before Brady?
Yeah, fucking. What's his name?
Bledsoe sucked.
Here's the thing. He got a lot better when Bill came in.
Yeah.
He still had his problems, but
I could put a piece of cheese at the end of the maze, but I can also cheese that goddamn mouse to drive a car to get to the fucking cheese at the end of the maze.
Anyway,
which is true. Look it up.
Another guy for a minute, because it's not about him right now.
Oh, bullshit.
Brady was under the coaching of Belichick when he became the greatest quarterback of all time. With him leaving Patriots now and going to Tampa Bay, is that still going to be the case?
Not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So I'm not the only.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for two specific factors. Number one, and this is the big one. Belichick is a playmaking master.
Yeah.
Whether people want to deny it or not, there's a reason why he is and still is a part of the most expensive team in the fucking NFL.
Yeah.
The most expensive team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Hands down. Number two, and this is the big one. When Tom makes calls that he doesn't go through Belichick to do, they don't fucking work all the time.
Yeah, not all the time.
Tom's an incredible
you can say the same thing for Bill Belichick, but 9 times out of 10, his ideas work. And that's another thing I want to point out. Bill Belichick is, quite frankly, the most ruthless and quite arguably the best coach the NFL has ever seen.
Yeah.
Without Bill Belichick, you don't get Tom Brady and you don't get a resurgence for Rob Gronkowski. That does not happen. And I think people that make an argument that, oh yeah, Brady going, he's going to help the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Are you out of your effing mind? Do you see their defense line right now? It is trash. It is trash. You can score.
That's why he's going there to help them.
Dude.
Plus, when was the last time the Buccaneers won shit?
Exactly. Here's the thing. You can have as many points as you want on that board. But if you do not have a good defense, those points aren't going to mean jack shit.
Dude, 17 years ago they won. Just because you have one really good quarterback does not mean that you have an incredible team.
No.
That's the difference.
Football, almost more than any other sport out there, is a team sport.
It literally requires you to be like 1-to-1 with the entire team.
And that is not easy.
The quarterback needs to know the names of every single fucking person on the offensive line and is the captain of the team.
Yes, and for the record, I want to point this.
You know their assignments off the top of his head.
Off the top of his
head.
head.
He needs to be able to read the defense to find out where to throw, or if he can't throw, where he can run to, or what he can do.
I'm sorry, you're asking Brady to run.
Which is not.
No, Brady runs sometimes, but not all the time for sure. But
Brady
is not a run guy. He has
yeah,
run
here nor there. Here nor there. No one cares about that. We care. This is the point I want to make. First off, I want to stress that I still wish Brady well. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he proves us wrong. I appreciate all the years of service he's given to the Patriots.
Years, dude.
Beyond what you'd imagine. Trust me. I'm grateful for how long he's been a part of the Patriots as a quarterback. Okay.
He's probably going to give the Buccaneers.
I just don't see that same success. I don't see that same success.
He's not a young gun anymore.
No.
It's not like you could take Brady in his prime and with all the years of knowledge that he has now, put it into a younger body. That's not going to happen.
Well,
Brady is an incredible quarterback.
I think the whole age thing, I think he disproved. You can go till 50 as long as you have the right strategy. I think he proved that for sure. How old is he now? Like 46?
About that, yeah.
Yeah. Let me explain something really quick, James. Age absolutely does matter in football because eventually he's going to have that.
When you pass 50, then we'll raise the question. But right now, I think he's still in a comfortable setting in that regard. I do not think age is a factor. I think it's who he had as a coach. who he had as a coach was like the main reason why he was so successful. And it's almost like they've completely discredited like Bill. And it kind of pisses me off because it's like, I hate to say it, but Brady's nothing without Bill. He doesn't become the greatest of all time without Bill Belichick in his corner.
Exactly. Well, I mean, because without the fucking captain of the team, you don't have a good connection. The quarterback and the coach have to be like this. They have to constantly be like this. And if they're not like this, it doesn't work properly.
Yeah, right.
That's why Bill Parcells never had the success he wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
But listen, we could keep going on about Brady joining a new team. Honestly, Brady, I think that you made a dumb decision. You were making so much money with the Pats. What would be the point?
It's because he wanted. He basically was presented a ridiculous offer by the Tampa Bay, and he didn't want to take a low ball offer in his mind again. And
it's not a low ball offer when you've been working for the team for 20 goddamn years.
Well, the low ball offer came from, who was it? Who runs I think Kraft just gave him a low ball offer. That was the problem here. I don't think it was the smartest decision.
And by the way,
he realized he could make more money and
really
maybe
quick.
He doesn't care. Maybe he doesn't care about winning another Super Bowl. I don't know.
No. Here's the one thing I do have to say because it's important. Brady, in the relationship that he has with his wife, is not the fucking person that brings the bread home.
Right.
Does anybody know what his wife does for a living?
I have no idea.
It's a fucking model, James.
That makes sense.
She's like one of the most expensive models in the goddamn world.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
She makes his money in about 6 months. What he makes for a year, she makes in 6 months.
I don't know, bro. Trust me. I've been asking the same question. Anyway.
So it is about the money.
It really is. I think that's what it is.
Money, motherfucker. Money on my motherfucking mind. Got 5 haircuts at the same time.
All right. So we're gonna go to the last topic of this. I don't want to harp on this too much longer here. Again, prove us wrong, Brady. That's all I'll say. But now we move on from, one guy to another guy who's just being complete man-child. Vince McMahon, and putting his people at risk after getting COVID-19.
Wait, Vince has COVID?
No, his talent.
No,
some of his talent is
he
COVID.
doesn't have COVID. NXT developmental talent had COVID. He was in the crowd, and now they did emergency testing. And this was because, and this is the reason why I'm pissed off. There was no reason they couldn't have avoided this. The only reason they didn't avoid this is because Vince McMahon barred anybody that was in the crowd from wearing masks. Yep.
James and I were making I'm sorry, not me and James, but Nikos and I were making a joke with James as well.
Yeah.
About who would be the Dark Lord of the Sith of the entertainment world.
It's
Vince McMahon is such a fucking idiot. It's not even funny. Like, I could understand if somebody in the crowd was like, I'm having a tough time breathing. I'm going to take this off for a couple seconds, get a couple deep breaths, and put it back on.
It's not just Vince this time either.
Right.
It's also Kevin Dunn. Their reasoning. Here, you want to get the reasoning? Here's the reasoning, guys. If you wear a mask, you're not a real fan, damn it.
Why?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. To pretend like a pandemic is not going on, and certain people say that I'm a man-child.
Well, here's the difference between you and Vince McMahon. At least you admit you're a man-child tendency.
At times, yeah. But I also admit that this is an actual pandemic, and I'm not going to force anybody not to wear a mask.
But for the fact that if you wear a mask, you're not truly a fan, that makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, that's the reason, Nikos. That's the reason. Yep.
I'm sorry that my health is more important than your profit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, don't mind me.
Exactly, Nikos. Preach. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Hey, you know what? Fuck it. Everybody get a mask on. It's the mask party tonight, boys.
Shit.
Didn't think that through, did you?
Everybody got a mask on. Look at this. Hey, Vince. See this mask? See this mask right here? Everybody's got a mask on. This mask is used to keep people safe, or at least attempt to, from COVID. This is how people can stay safe. Plastic barriers can only do so much, pal. Plexiglass ain't gonna do shit unless you have these on, especially when you have everybody crammed into that space. This helps people. This helps people in a pandemic that is real, that you can't pretend doesn't exist because you're a man-child and you can't have your fans cheer, or at least attempt to have them cheer, for your freaking lapdog that you fucking shove down everybody's throats to the top.
I didn't think this one through.
We can take off our mask.
I don't know. Now I put the mask on.
I can't even be mad.
Screw that.
Vince McMahon.
See, I told you, Nikos. As soon as you put on them, nobody knew who I was till I put on the mask.
It would be extremely painful to take it off.
For you, that's for me.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Vince. You are the definition of a man-child.
It doesn't matter who we are. What matters is our plan. COVID-19? More like, give me your fucking tickets.
Should have respected my authority.
I want no masks because it's not wrestling with masks, damn it.
It's always wrestling. Then how do luchadors work, you fucking ingrate?
You go, Casey.
Dude, Vince, I'm gonna close this.
No, I just found a loophole. If masks don't make you a wrestling fan, then what do you tell the little kid that has a Rey Mysterio or a Sin Cara?
No, we're talking about. Let me be specific then. Face coverings.
That's a face covering.
Well, I guess I should say mouth covering, but technically it's a mouth.
Okay, Sin Cara's mask. That's a full face cover.
The point is, to Vince, wearing one of these kind of masks means you're not a real wrestling fan.
Well, then I would look at Vince McMahon and I go, cool, where's your limo? I'm going to have a bunch of us cough into the back seat and wait.
Right. Vince, I'm going to close this segment off with this because I swear to God, I've showed you how much of a selfish prick you are. I don't need to keep harping on a dead horse. I'm just gonna end it with this before we go to break. You are the definition of a man-child. And wherever the definition of a man-child is, I don't care if it's on Webster's, I don't care if it's on Urban's, I don't care if it's on Suck My Dick Dictionary. Your picture, your profile picture is right next to that definition of what a man-child is.
And that's the bottom line.
Fucking center.
Schmuck. Because the Indy Force said so.
You are a schmuck.
No, James. James, get it correct.
He's an asshole. He's an asshole.
Yep.
So, boys and girls, we're going to give the salute, the two-finger bird salute to our friend Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yeah.
In Mafia.
AKA.
You know what? Let's give a double bird salute to Kevin Dunn too while we're at it, since he agrees with Mr. Vincent. So yeah, there you go. We're gonna go and take a quick commercial break. If you like what you're hearing so far, you just like to hear us ramble on, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you leave a comment down below if you're watching this on VOD or if you're watching live with us in the premiere. In the live chat next to this video or down below if you're watching on mobile. Also, make sure you make sure you share us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, what have you, on social media, and basically share us around. Let them know that the Indy Force is here. When we come back, we're going to be getting on to the gaming/fiction section of entertainment. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
But then he ended up joining WCW and the Alliance. Because when people think WCW, they think of the guy that basically helped WWF win the war, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Eric Bischoff, Uncle Bischoff, doesn't like his nephew Eugene. And we got Coach in Ohio, sporting Michigan-colored you, fucker. That pissed me off.
Don't even get me started on Tony Storm crying. Oh, she cried. And the glass shatters. He opens the door. And off we go. Brawl ensues. They go all the way towards the Dipping Dots section where Cody dumps his Jericho's head in the Dipping Dots.
Next was Best Friends getting interviewed. And
somewhere Jim Cornette had a conniption fit. I got a ticket! I got a ticket!
Get out of here!
You don't mess
Get
with
out of
me.
here!
I have a ticket!
And literally, security and the police escort the Nightmare family off the premises.
MJF says, how you looking now, midlife, Chris?
Do to get by, cause I keep ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me.
A table from hell with the Psycho Asylum. An Iron Man match of factorial proportions. Man.
In this fight, I will melt you down to slag.
Versus machine.
I calculate a 0.85% chance that you will win in your current condition.
All metal mayhem. Calling Horizon.
When you throw me into the wolves, I will return leading the pack.
Vera the Garden.
I'll do anything to be the warrior on top.
For the Athena title. Best friends turned bitter rivals. Johnny Star.
Don't get in the way of the star or you'll get burned.
James the Archangel.
I'm the real star of this brand.
For the international title. The Outsider Mark Young. The Executioner Michael X. For the WYW World Heavyweight title. 2 out of 3 fall.
Inside.
In a hell in a cell. WYW Immortal. Now available on YouTube.
We're back! Yay! It's time to do Jay and Silent Bob video game.
Oh yeah, I forgot they were doing that.
Yep, that's the thing. That's the
From
topic.
the looks of it, it kind of looked like a mobile game.
I think it's gonna be a mobile game.
Well, we're about to find out the trailer. We're actually going to do our first reaction to a trailer. It was by IGN.
No. Don't.
Oh God, no!
Stop.
Please.
Oh, stop. Back.
This is our raw thoughts, guys, of what the game is. So here we go. Sharing computer sound. 3.
It's this trailer.
3, 2, 1.
That's not gonna work.
It's the start.
So somebody got their Power Rangers influence.
Yeah. Dude, what the hell?
Why not? I mean, honestly, in the universe that they have set up, why not?
Sure. It just caught me off guard that it was a side-scroller beat 'em up.
I mean, it's not crazy. I mean, Scott Pilgrim has a beat 'em up. River City.
Yeah.
Simpsons have a side scroller beat 'em up. The X-Men have a side scroller beat 'em up. Double Dragon is a side scroller beat 'em up.
I know, but like a lot of games
First
don't
City
make
Girls,
sense.
by the way, I love it. It's super good. We have to play that one day.
Out of all the things, though, Jay and Silent Bob would have been the last thing that came to my mind for a side scroller beat 'em up.
Well, I
Looks
mean,
good, though.
it looks really good. I think it's definitely the factor of Seth Green really wanted to give the fans something fun to play during this whole fucking nonsense that's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, hashtag fuck 2020. Continue.
Could be worse.
Don't give it any ideas. We're still not.
I know. I'm just saying.
Please,
I'm just saying.
Just
in
say it, dude. Just say it shit so reverse psychology can happen and shit can go back to normal. Just go with it, please. Shit and
Mike, I'm only saying this as a friend. Please.
If I ever do that again,
don't.
Are you saying I should get really, really close to them? Should I talk like this?
don't make it ASMR.
Okay, now you're trying to molest people via.
Okay, now I'm just hovering over trying to fall asleep.
Okay, so.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Indy Force Podcast. We're here to do some really.
That was just.
No, please keep going so I can actually get decent sleep, please.
You're welcome. As we can see, James right now, he's putting a 6-iron. I don't make those, but fuck it. Stop, James. Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it. I didn't do anything.
Stop. You're looking.
Stop what? What am I doing?
Close your eyes.
Oh.
All right, so on to the next topic here.
Wait, what about our... All right, hold on. What about our opinions on the game here?
It looks good. What else do we have to say? It's a side-scroller beat-em-up. You can't really... wait, never mind. You can't really fuck up a side-scroller beat-em-up. It looks proper. It looks fine. Nico, you'll be okay. My apologies for doing that to the audio.
Hold on, I got this.
What the fuck up? Oh, yeah? Okay, you may want to take those off for 30 seconds.
Ow.
I'm sorry. I love you, Nikos. I'm sorry. Sorry, brother.
Help.
Now that his ears have been thoroughly violated.
You know what? It could be worse. I hope James knows that he muted himself. Am I the only one that can't hear him, Casey?
No, I can't hear him either.
He blew out his own fucking headset. Yep. Nikos is going to definitely attempt to instant transmission back in the frame.
Now, right?
I can hear you now.
Okay, I blew my own freaking audio out.
You blew your own audio out, you fucking idiot? Nikos, come back, God.
Yep.
Wait a minute, I have the way to do this. Sword of Omens. Give me sight. Be on sight.
Nikos, get up for fuck's sake.
Summon Nikos.
Nikos.
Yo, what's up?
Jesus Christ. Where the fuck? How? Oh.
I have the power.
Summon me? What?
Wait a minute, Casey.
Written instant transmission. It fell on the fucking ground. We saw it. I'm not taking it out.
No, I actually instant transmission somewhere to my bed.
Oh fucking
because I was
God,
tired.
guys. Oh, they're force
I
joking.
want him, stupid.
Oh no, they're force joking.
Now die. So stupid.
Okay. Anyway.
So
James, okay, Casey got.
Anyway,
I
I passed out in the last couple of minutes. What happened?
I don't fucking know. All right. Well, we gave our thoughts about Jay and Silent Bob. Let's go to the next game or thing. Okay, Mike, this is your thing. Go. Because I'm not really sure what this is, but it's fine.
Could you say it? Because I can't really see the thing right in front of me right now.
Arc System. Arc System or Arc System?
It's Arc System work.
Okay. Well, you wrote it as System. Our system works. Make it a
autocorrect.
JoJo game.
So it's actually more of an idea that Matt came up with more than I did because they worked on Fist of the North Star. They've worked on Dragon Ball. They have fucking Guilty Gear. Oh my god, BlazBlue, Persona, all these different anime-inspired fighting games. And I remember sitting there with Matt, and I talked a little bit about it with Sean. Why not make a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fighting game? They'd have so much to work with, since there's 8 goddamn parts to this series.
Yep.
With 3 different characters, ideas, and models, and I go, just follow what they did for Dragon Ball Fighters. Just make it that action-packed and fun. It's really hard.
You can go with the Fist of the North Star over the top, like punch shit too.
Dude, all I'm gonna say is 7-page punch fest.
Yep.
That is JoJo.
Yep.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5 Golden Wind.
Muda, motherfucker. Muda, or whatever.
No, shut up, James. You don't know shit because you don't watch anime because you was a bitch.
I know enough to know they punch a lot.
Okay, Mega XLR is not an anime. Anyway. The callbacks.
We just came up. I thought we made a compromise.
No
compromise.
It's only JoJo. Anyway, so
back.
Shut up. Anyway, so JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5 Golden Wind. Giorno Giovanni, with his stand Gold Experience, fights an individual whose stand is called Green Day. Yes, all the stands after Part 3 are all based off music. Don't ask why. I don't have an answer for it. In the manga and / in the show, in the manga, it's 7 full fucking pages of him saying Muda and throwing a onslaught of hits.
In the anime, show me a clip. It's about 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes of him beating the shit out of one dude and hitting him so hard he flew off of a roof into the back of a garbage truck and gets killed by the compressor.
Trash compactor.
Yeah, he gets killed with a compactor. I'm like, I want that in a goddamn game.
Now, question.
Yes.
Will there be multiplayer? And if it is, will it be called Final Stand?
What, Last Stand?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to do multiplayer, you might as well do the Skullgirl style approach, picking from 1 super powerful character or 3 relatively weak, but they have more combo options. Do that, and I'll be happy with it. And multiplayer, it's a fighting game. It should be 1-on-1. You never go higher than that.
You want the Killer Instinct netcode.
Absolutely. Iron Galaxy knows how to make a fighting game. You have Iron Galaxy and Art System Works work with Sony, and you'll be able to make a game that's super fucking good for everybody to play. On top of the fact, it's like they've made the 2005 fucking Fist of the North Star game, and that's one of the most iconic one-on-one fights you'll ever get, ever. With a limited roster, but so much depth. It's stupid. Like, they make very good games. And if they were to make JoJo, I think they would do it fantastically. Like, I don't see why not, because I think they could do it proper. Because, dude, I have a list on my phone of every stand and every single name for them, and it's about 113. There's 113 different goddamn stands that are in this fucking show. That range from this guy punches a lot to this guy resets the universe for gay. Why not? Go crazy with it. If your Arc System Works, if you hear this, shoot, go for it. Just, if you're going to do it proper. Do it right. Talk to Lab Zero. Those guys know exactly what they're doing when it comes to animation on how to build a fighting game properly. Skullgirls, limited roster, but fantastic. Get the people that you can work with that will make this fantastic. That's all I'm asking. So let's get into the next bit here.
I mean, I would be down for it, even though I'm not the biggest JoJo fan. If like somebody bought a copy, I'd play it.
Yes.
If those two would work on the game, yeah. 100%.
Dude, you've seen fucking Guilty Gear. That shit gets crazy.
Just the North Star is fucking fantastic.
Seeing myself and Sean go ham on Persona 4 Arena.
Oh, like it is good. That they make good fucking anime games. They know how to make an anime game.
They do.
So anyway, let's get into the next bit here.
Let's get to the next thing.
Sadly, Cyberpunk 2077 is getting delayed till November. But hey, hear me out. I would rather hear we have to delay it than we're releasing it next month, and it's because we had to rush it out. It's like no.
Don't make that same mistake.
If you're gonna be smart, they should wait till I would say October and release it in November.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, have it in October, release it in December.
Yeah, I think it would be a great.
Release the game in full in December, so that way you can have the holiday.
They'd make bank if they released it in December.
Dude, it'd be the last game of 2020, or it'd be the game of the year. Because it looks fantastic.
Of course.
I don't know. Well, as far as sales, yeah, but I don't know, man. Miles Morales.
I don't know. 47 Ronin has Keanu Reeves in it. It's a little awkward.
Well, to be fair, that's
What?
that's
What? No, shoot.
to be fair, that's a movie.
Yeah, but do you
By the way, I can barely hear Casey all of a sudden.
Case, try to headphones.
I didn't mute my headset. I muted Skype.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Try
Yeah.
that.
So, to be fair, 47 Ronin is kind of a movie, so.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, still, I mean, it's definitely better. I still think that they should wait until we say, oh yeah, that's absolutely going to be the game of the year. It probably will still be, but I mean, you got candidates, man. Freaking Animal Crossing and Miles Morales. There's some.
Let's be fair. Animal Crossing is just a game where all you do is pick weeds and fish. I doubt it's going to be the game of the year.
But you also got to remember what time it came out at.
Hold on. We are forgetting one very important thing.
Go.
Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7.
Final Fantasy 7 is probably going to
Yeah.
be. Final Fantasy 7
there's gonna be some stiff competition this year.
I think Final Fantasy 7 Remake's taking it.
As I've said, this year is not the year of gaming, but it's the year of games that will last you a long time to play.
Yeah.
Right. No, 100%.
Like to get that 100% completion and what is it called? In Doom Eternal, it takes a while.
Yeah, true. That's very true.
It takes a good period of time to do it properly.
Yeah, by the way, you guys sound fine now, so you can keep your mics unmuted.
Oh, good.
But yeah. It's good. That's fine. I'm glad Cyberpunk's doing what other games should do, especially yearly titles.
Oh, and quick thing that Casey and I wanted to talk about that I forgot to write on here. EA is making a new Star Wars game.
Star Wars Squadrons.
I
really hope they give it to DICE because they understand ship-to-ship combat.
Yeah, I'd rather EA not be a part of it at all.
I just hope they don't go, let's put loot boxes in it. Let's put star cards.
They will.
No.
They're gonna do it. You know they're gonna do it, and it's gonna.
Dude,
be
it's EA. It's 100% chance that they are gonna do it.
Fallen Order just came out like 2 years ago.
Dude, yeah, and you think that they didn't learn their lesson then, and they didn't learn their lesson with the fucking sports titles? You think they're gonna learn their lesson now?
They should. Honestly,
they should. They won't.
Dude, the reason why Fallen Order was so good is because that's how Disney would have made the game.
Right.
And it's like, holy shit. When they hear we're gonna lose this multi-million-dollar license, they go, we're fucked.
Yeah, right. 100%. But anyway, let's move on. That was the topic.
Yep.
We are gonna go into shitting on Active Blizzard now that we actually have a
Blizzard. I like that.
Yeah, shitting on Activision Blizzard for really well. I don't even know if you can shit on them. I think we're still debating. Are we still shitting on them? I think we made the distinction.
I'm still shitting on Blizzard.
I got something.
Before you get on it,
yeah.
I gotta get to the reason why we're doing it. So hold on one second. I think we're here. I think it's like right around here, 4:58. Scarce, our boy, did this news story. He covered this. So we're gonna listen to what is said here. So let's go with this.
Oh, drinking for 3 hours? Gaming organization known as
Don't worry about that one. That is a funny story. It was somebody trying to cancel a streamer. That's hilarious, though.
Oh my god! Now, our next story today comes from the massive gaming organization known as 100 Thieves. Now, a little over a week ago, 100 Thieves tweeted out saying, Gamers for Equality presented by Cash App, a 4-week Warzone tournament series to support organizations furthering racial equality. Over the 4 weeks, we'll be donating $100,000 for the cause. The Cash App for partnering with us for this effort.
Yep. Pause. Shut it off. I already know exactly where this is going.
All right. So you already know.
Yep, I already know exactly where this is going. This is the first I'm hearing of the news story, and all I need to see is that one tweet to know where this is going.
Yep. Well, we're gonna play the rest of it anyway, just so that way we know what actually happened. So that's what we're going to do.
So 100 Thieves are going to host a massive Call of Duty tournament here, and they were going to donate $100,000 for racial equality. For each of the 4 weeks, we'll be highlighting 3 organizations working to further racial equality and creating systematic change. The top 3 teams from each of the week's tournaments can choose from these organizations for donations in their name. The first tournament kicks off Thursday on the 18th of June. Well, just today, it looks like this tournament was called off because Activision no longer wanted to do it. 100 Thieves tweeted out here saying, unfortunately, Activision has denied our request to use Warzone for this charity tournament, so we'll need to postpone Gamers for Equality. We hope to still host this tournament and are working to find alternative solutions. So fans were extremely upset with Activision over this. They even called them out saying that they were lying about them supporting Black Lives Matter here in their statements, and just so many fans were upset here with Activision's decision to not run this tournament on Warzone. But this story goes a bit deeper than that, because the esports insider Slasher tweeted this out. He says, sources, 100 Thieves was told by Activision that they could run a Call of Duty charity tournament without a sponsor, which was Cash App, and 100 Thieves refused. Sources tell me that 100 Thieves made the original announcement without consulting Activision, likely to get the public on their side. Sources say that while Activision has been unclear on the rules regarding hosting charity tournaments, 100 Thieves was told a week ago regarding the policy of not having sponsors attached, opting for public support to sway the publisher tide. One Call of Duty League owner tells me that it's a shakedown. If 100 Thieves truly cared about running a Call of Duty tournament for charity, why would they not do it without sponsors? Oh, that's right. And he shows here the massive 100 Thieves Cash App compound building. So then you had viewers here saying that 100 Thieves was in the wrong here and that they were being disingenuous and that they were only hosting this tournament for the money and to get sponsors. Now, the owner and face of 100 Thieves, Nadeshot, tweeted this out. He says, I wanted to take a minute to clear up what happened with 100 Thieves, Cash App, and Activision earlier today in regards to our $100,000 Gamers for Equality tournament. And he posted a video here to Twitter. It has over 300,000 views. Just watch this.
And so we make an announcement for this tournament, and Activision reaches out to us like, hey, whoa. You can't run tournaments on our game without you talking to us first and without getting permission. We're like, okay, so what do we need to do to run this tournament? They say, you guys can't run this tournament with Cash App. You can't run this tournament with sponsors, and monetizing the tournament that you're running. Well, first and foremost, I just want to clear this up and make it undoubtedly clear. We weren't making money from this tournament. We might have gotten more exposure from other streamers that are bigger than me playing in the tournament, but we weren't making money from this tournament. We weren't monetizing it like we normally do with our sponsorships and the content that we create.
It's called a fundraiser for a reason, you fucking morons. We'll get to No, listen, because there's a big issue that just what he said tells me that it was they just thought it was a sponsor. Well, no shit. How else are they gonna? You can't just be the sole fucking sponsor. Anyway, continuing.
It was just solely $100,000 was going to go to charity. That was it. And so they asked us to remove the sponsors, and we couldn't. Like, Cash App was putting up the money for charity. And so ultimately they said, you're not running this tournament. We said, okay, we'll go do it with another game. We'll go do it with another publisher. This is fine. So we go on social media because people have been asking, well, the tournament's tomorrow. Are you going to announce teams? What's happening? We say, hey guys, Activision denied our request. and the tournament is no longer happening. That was it. I just want
Now,
that.
really quick, if you don't mind, as somebody who's been a part of the FGC, who has gone to Evo, who knows how this whole system works.
Yep.
I'll say it simplistically so that way we can all be on the same page.
In this guy's defense, you do need sponsors to run a
You
tournament.
do need sponsors to run these tournaments. And the major thing is when Evo is run, they contact these companies months before they even have the event. It's the most important thing that you can do. You need to contact the company. I don't care who you are.
I get that, but here's the thing. It's not like it was a bad idea in concept anyway.
It's not a bad idea in concept, but it's illegal.
Yes, I get that. Well, actually, no. Because this is the part I don't fucking get. They give you the fucking game thing. You and I researched this. If you buy the game, you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Here's the thing with that, though.
It depends.
No. It's not that it depends. If it's a single user using the game for a small pool that they're doing, and Activision has no knowledge of it to begin with, they don't really. If it's, let's say, I was to host a tournament with you, AC, Nikos, and a couple other people, they're not going to. But when there's eyes on the screen and cameras, all this other shit going on, it looks kind of bad. It looks
how?
The reason why, and hear me out, is because you have to go to the company first, no matter what. If you're EPO, whether you are in any other corporate or tournament.
Okay, then explain the hundreds of other fucking people that are using Call of Duty Warzone to make fucking money on and actually monetizing it on fucking Twitch. What is the difference between that and what this guy was trying to do?
Hold on. A single person for single use. A tournament has to be set without bias or nonsense.
Okay, but there was no bias or nonsense in setting it up.
It's a completely different animal. Let's say you and I were doing a tournament, right?
We did a tournament.
No, hear me out. We were going to run a tournament on Twitch.
Right.
We need to contact the publisher to let them know what's going on. That we are running a tournament on Twitch with a bunch of players from around the world.
Yeah, we have that.
Yes.
No, we're not as big as Nate Shot. We've done that, though.
You're not getting it, though. You're not understanding. We ran local stupid tournaments at a little location.
Yeah.
Where we had no money on it.
Right.
There was no monetary gain, nothing. No sponsors, nothing.
None of that. Once money gets involved, it's a whole different animal.
It's a completely different animal.
Especially this kind of money that they're trying to pony up.
$1,000? It's a lot of fucking cash, dude.
$100,000, I think.
$100,000 is a lot of cash.
Now, that being said, does it look bad on all sides? Absolutely, given the climate and the premise of the whole thing.
I think it just looks bad on Activision. Honestly, I don't think the guy had any fucking ill will. The guy
didn't have any ill
keep
will.
the fucking money.
But
it wasn't
didn't have
for monetary gain. He straight up already said that means Activision really doesn't have a fucking case. But of course they do because they got fucking lawyers. But realistically, they have no fucking case. He was not making money. The company was not making money. The sponsorship that was ponying up the money that sponsored the event was not making money. They were giving money to give to shit.
James, that company would have got 0 cents. Capcom makes money off all these pro league tournaments and shit. They make money. They make money because they sponsor these tournaments to make money.
So it all comes down to fucking making money.
It does. I hate to say that, but that's when you are a professional player, right? You are, let's say, FaZe Clan, because it's COD.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know how many sponsors they have under their fucking name, under their moniker?
I know how many sponsors they have, but still.
James, put it like this. Imagine having a NASCAR race and not talking to NASCAR. and having all these sponsors and shit like that, but not letting NASCAR know that you're doing it.
It's so that's fair enough, but like
That's the same premise.
But gaming is not fucking NASCAR. It's not a. It is a sport. It's not like every other fucking sport.
It is though. James, this type of sport is the most popular thing in the world.
I know it is, but you can't. But you can't just pretend like, oh well, we got to sponsor literally everything. It's not like again. It's
they
not,
have to.
They literally have to if money's involved.
Okay, so why they can't just ban all their fucking sponsors?
Let me tell you what happened. Let's say Activision and Blizzard with what's the example? Specifically with COD. Here, big huge fight at a Call of Duty tournament that they had no knowledge that there was a tournament about. Doesn't look good for PR.
Yeah.
You have to protect your own self-interest at the end of the game. Whether it's a charity or not. As I've said before, if you're a single Twitch streamer that is streaming a game for charity, they don't care. But if it's multiple players in multiple different parts of the country coming together with their own sponsorships and shit like that,
they're going to want to know about it.
They want to know.
Yeah.
Now, were they to have come to Activision beforehand? Odds are good they might have let it happen.
Probably. It's a different.
If they had the time of the day to present it to them months prior.
The fact though that they still could have, even though they didn't go to them initially.
But tournaments.
But they had what I don't get is they had a problem with Cash App sponsoring it. What do they have against Cash App? That's what I don't get. It's like,
I think honestly, why don't we take this topic, let's roll it up, and we'll use it later, and we'll talk about Cash App next time, where we get some information about that property.
Okay, because I have no idea what they have against
Cash App might be a fake service, to my knowledge.
Cash App is starting to get out there. It's started getting ads on fucking television.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if Activision feels like it's not worth it, then they might have a reason why.
Well, I don't know about that. So, dude, we got to remember this is the same fucking company that fucking got rid of a fucking player for a bullshit reason from fucking World of Warcraft or whatever.
Oh, well, that was Blizzard, not Activision.
Yeah, but they're a part of the same. They merged with the same company.
No, that's not 100% true.
Blizzard, not Activision.
No, that's not true at all, James. Just because they're under the same moniker does not mean they produce the same games. Activision's Activision, Blizzard's Blizzard.
Still.
Now, do they both have bullshit behind their names? Absolutely. Yes.
But it's completely different styles of bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You have to work with a separate companies no matter what. It's not like Square Enix, where they purchased
Enix
and it became Square Enix.
I think that they still should have been able to do that. I don't understand what the issue was.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you. In neither of the cases, we're not disagreeing with that factor. But if you're a corporation that makes a fuck ton of money, that's like doing this, right? You have the WWE title on the line, never talk to WWE, and hold a whole fucking tournament for that title without them ever knowing of it. It's like, that looks kind of bad. On their behalf, they have no knowledge.
Yeah, but gaming, dude, as I want to make that point, though, I'm stressing that point. I don't care. It's like, gaming's not these other sports. It's a sport. Don't get me wrong. It absolutely is a sport, but it has to have a different fucking criteria of sport.
No, it has the same criteria.
How?
Because it does.
I'm not saying you can't even do it that way, but they shouldn't be forced to do it. If you buy the game, you should be able to do whatever the hell you want with it.
You can do whatever the hell you want with it. Except
tournaments should be able to be done, especially if it's for charity.
No. If you said this is a charity stream, we're going to get a couple of professional players, all have fun. It's a different story. But as soon as you say it's a tournament, as soon as those words pop up, you have sponsors and everything else ready to go, that's when Activision needs to know what's going on. At the end of the day, I don't agree with it, and I will never agree with it. And I'm not trying to play devil's advocate, but I'm trying to prove that there are multiple sides to every story. he should have, at the end of the day, let Activision know, and Activision should have already known what's going on. It's the fact that there's misinformation and everybody gets fucked up.
All right.
That's what happened.
It's very, very odd to me.
I'm not disagreeing.
Oh, it's a very novel situation in most cases. Like very rarely do people.
I think there needs to be different rules in place. Honestly, like I'd understand if they had this reaction if like people were actually making money like for themselves, but this is for charity.
Yeah, but here's the problem.
There really should be different rules in place for shit like that.
Okay, let me say I'm setting up a tournament, right? I got about, what would you say, 50 people?
About that, yeah.
That way you go straight to 1v1 and it's not that much of a problem.
Yeah.
Or, fuck it, make it 36, because that way it's a little bit easier to manage.
Yeah.
You have 36 people, you got Daigo Orihara, you got Justin Wong, Infiltration, Sonic Fox, all these big fucking players, Snake Eyes, and all these big, huge players. And I don't tell Capcom I'm running this major tournament with sponsors, big cash prizes, and all this shit on the line. They're going to be like, what the fuck was our cut?
Dude, who cares about the cut? It's for fucking charity.
Yeah.
They didn't want to do it.
But here's the thing. When you're dealing with these big businesses, that doesn't matter.
Do you really think big businesses actually care about these charity organizations?
Yeah.
All they ever care about is getting their money, their cut in return. They don't give a shit about these charities. They have one organization that ever cared about charity. When they're secretly taking the money from under the table.
I think that needs to change all around then, because
I agree, but still,
that's fucking bullshit.
Nobody's denying the fact that James, this is a fucked up situation. But listen, even Twitch takes a profit from every single donation they can get. Because they are the Twitch site. Yeah, you're going to Twitch to make your money. You are using their platform. They have the right to make money off of you. Whether it's charity or anything.
When charity is involved, that should be a whole different fucking story.
No,
it's my point.
Why? It's a business. It's literally a business strategy.
Because you could do that with the fucking regular tournaments that don't do charity. It's fucking charity.
He's not going to get it. No matter how hard.
It doesn't make fucking sense.
It doesn't make sense to you because you're not looking at it from a business perspective. You're looking at it as the corporation's trying to fuck the little guy. Shit.
No, well, look, right. You can make money other fucking ways. I'm not saying you can't just look out for number one in other cases. This is not that case. This is a charity thing.
James, no matter what organization or charity that they make,
you gotta remember
always
don't believe in this little thing called human ethics.
Exactly, Casey. They're always going to expect something out of it. They may stand up for it but say, "Oh, we're doing this for charity," but at the end of the day, they're just going to be expecting the money that they're cut.
And I think that's a little sketchy. I've never heard of 100 Thieves till about a couple days ago. I've never heard of you.
No, it's been around for a while. It's been around for a while. Nate Shot started it, I think, back in like 2016. It's been a thing.
I've never heard of them until like a couple days ago, and I'm relatively like knowledgeable.
Well, again, I know you're not knowledgeable of. Well, not a lot of us anyway are familiar with the COD community. So, unless you are, and I don't know about it.
What? I used to play competitive COD when I was a kid. Like all the time.
I think we all did, yeah.
In fairness, I've never heard you talk about it.
Because I don't need to.
This is the first time I'm hearing you were ever a COD player, and most of the time it's usually fighting games.
Jason was a COD player.
I never played competitively, but yeah, I enjoy the COD games.
It's Call of Duty. It exists.
I think it's a bit much. I think that's a whole debate for another time, though.
It's a debate for another topic. But at the end of the day, if you're a owner that has sponsors, specifically sponsors.
All right, hold on. Casey, mute your mic because he delayed for some reason on his phone. As you were saying.
If you are a tournament,
yep,
that has sponsors, even if it's for charity, no matter what, I'm telling this from the bottom of my heart to no fan base, just you, the person that's in front of me right now. If you're going to ever run a tournament, you need to contact the company if it has money involved, even if it's charity. Even I know it sucks, and I know it's terrible, and I know you don't want to, because who the fuck wants to deal with Activision, and who the fuck wants to deal with Blizzard? I don't.
And who wants to deal with Naughty Dog?
Exactly. I would.
Speaking of that,
oh man,
if you are going to run a tournament, contact the people that you have to. It's.
Right.
I know James and we set up our little micro tournament. We had a thing all together, but nobody was making any money. It was bragging rights. It was for bragging rights, and that's what tournaments, I think, in my opinion, should be about.
True.
But anyway, so Naughty Dog, Neil the Cuck Druckmann.
well, I mean, I actually have a story on the same video. I just don't know where the hell it went.
Don't worry about it.
Neil Cuckman is back at it again with this bullshit.
Back at it again.
Right.
Vans.
Where the fuck is it? I know it was in this video. I just don't know where the fuck it went. There it is.
We don't need it. Don't worry. Nikos and I have enough information that we can keep that going.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead.
Would you like to go first, good sir, since you are the fan of this franchise? You are the fan of this franchise till they.
I'm only the fan of the first game. And
till they did
now when I'm looking at the first game, now that the sequel's out, I can't stomach replaying the first game because I know what's going to happen in the outcome based on the second. So anyway,
I have to say it from my perspective as the Batman fan, and I'll say this as the guy who had lived and grew up on the Arkham series. Casey, you and I did not get that fucking hit that hard, didn't these guys?
No.
Like, this sucks. Imagine being a fan of the franchise and then the sequel. Did you like that? Was that good? No, it wasn't. That sucked. So, if you don't know what's going on, Nikos, shoot.
So, basically, as soon as Last of Us 2 came out, it was going pretty good. Story was slow-paced. The environment felt nice. You got to learn a little bit about the villain character that you didn't know at first. And then 2 hours into the game, one of the leaks that we have shown in previous Indy Force episodes was confirmed.
Now,
of one character.
Now, this is in, if you need to find this specifically, it is in the Cuckman compilation that James did, his omnibus of bullshit that we've covered up.
If you could just skip to the part where we actually blow up the leaks, you can pause this video, go back into that video, take a look at the screenshot, read carefully every single point, and you'll get it. So, I'm going to spoil this because now that it's confirmed by the leaks, it's true.
I have a better idea. Let's just fucking spoil the end. Why don't we just spoil the ending too? Because what's the point?
Sure, yeah.
Why not?
So, to start off, in the first 2 hours, you get to learn about Ellie, Joel, Tommy, the group in Jackson, Abby. Abby gets attacked by a horde of infected. Who comes to save her in the middle of a frozen tundra blizzard? Joel and his brother.
Yep.
She takes them to her camp.
Yep.
They introduce themselves to her friends.
Yep.
Everyone's looking at Joel. Joel's like, "Oh, what, you heard of us?" Abby says, "Yeah, we've heard of you." Joel turns around. Next thing you know, his entire knee is blown off by a shotgun at point-blank range fired by Abby. She goes up to Joel and says, "Do you know who I am?" Joel says, "Whatever speech you got, just say it." Abby then proceeds, and this is the part where everyone compares this game to Golfing Simulator. Abby takes out a golf club and beats the shit out of Joel. And when Ellie comes to try and rescue him, but fails, she witnesses Joel beat to death by a golf club from Abby. a character who we know nothing about, but only played for her for 15 minutes.
Up to the point of Joel.
Already kills Joel. And that is not the first time or the last time you will be playing as Abby. Later in the game, you'll be playing her again in a fight with Ellie. After that point, after the 2-hour 15 point, streamers and YouTubers literally gave up. Hell, PewDiePie went to his PS4 home screen and debated, I don't want to play this anymore, but he continued playing it. And he titles his other videos, I don't know what to feel anymore. I don't want to play this, but I have to for you. A Korean streamer, I don't know his name, but I know he was a Korean streamer, uninstalled the game.
Yes.
He uninstalled the game, took the disc out, took a pair of scissors, clipped that game in half.
Now, if you are interested in this game still, I'm sorry for you. I really am. Because if IGN's lying to you, these companies are fucking lying to you because they got paid off, and you know they got paid off because
They
no
got
game
paid off
gets
with
that high
the
of a
early
score.
releases. They got paid off by getting the early games right before they
got the
were
early release.
selling them
Yeah,
in
they got the
sales.
review
Yeah.
copy of the game.
Yep.
They got the
And all
reviewer's
they
copy
paid-
of the game.
And all they paid attention to the game was the graphics and the gameplay. They didn't care shit about story. Hell, half their videos they've been talking about it was spoiler free. If it was with
This game
spoilers,
has
they'd give a
11
shit
hours
review.
of cutscenes, by the way. This game has 11 hours of cutscenes. This game is a 30-minute long game. That means 19 minutes of this game is going to be gameplay, which is impressive. But the problem comes in, and this is a big problem. Abby kills Joel. We know nothing about this character. Want to hear the ending, Casey?
I already have.
Here we go. So, the game literally ends on a sequel baiting walk into the fucking woods.
If you don't know what that means, basically, I haven't seen it yet, but based on what I've heard, Ellie and Abby have a final fight in like a little swamp river area. It's literally the home screen of the game when you press any button to play.
Let me cut it like this. Hey, who remembers that scene? You know what, James? Fuck it. Here's a scene that I want you to look up so that way you have a better idea of what Nikos and I are going to be talking about with Casey here.
Sure.
Casey, do you remember the scene from The Dark Knight Returns where Batman fights the mutant in the mud? I remember how awesome that was.
Vaguely, yeah.
Okay, cool. There's no Batman. There's no mutant. There's no mud. They're fighting in thigh-deep water. It's a muscular, lesbian-looking woman fighting a androgynous woman.
And that's
In a
not even
knife
the worst part of it.
In a knife fight. In this fucking swamp, and nobody's around to see it happen. She just does it, and she is about to kill Abby and gives up.
She sees a flashback of Joel playing his guitar. She's choking Abby in the water, stops choking her, and tells her, leave. And Abby doesn't say nothing. She basically just exits stage right.
Can I say this? What is up with these two with Joel and her having the shred of humanity at the worst possible moment? If nobody knows what I'm talking about, and I'm sorry to keep cutting you off, Nico. So
it's fine. Go ahead.
It's important. How do you feel that the game that you spent $60 on the first time you played it, which is The Last of Us 1, you were playing as the fucking villain the entire time?
Great.
Let me explain, if nobody knows what I'm talking about. Joel single-handedly fucks the human race for 4 years. Joel's body count is so high that even Hitler would go, that's fucked up, man. I mean, high. Imagine how many people that could have used Ellie as a cure and figured out how she works.
Yep.
And figure out how to... He saved one girl and sacrificed millions of people.
And killed them.
He literally he signed the death warrants for millions of people, all because he gained a consciousness at the worst time. A consciousness throughout the whole course of the game. He is literally killing people by bashing their fucking heads in.
When he could have saved them by a vaccine.
And keep in mind, in the game, Joel had 20 years in the apocalypse to do that, to start a new family. And he chooses the worst possible time
to grow conscious.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, that's actually really smart. What a cool way to do it. Here's the problem, though. It would have been way better, from my perspective, play as Abby a lot longer, but play as her as a kid walking in and finding her dad dead. And then you go, oh, God, this makes sense of why this character hates Joel. From her perspective, he's the villain. From Joel's perspective, he saved a human life. There's that counteractive thing. But the problem comes in is that that's never fucking told to you once throughout the whole course of the first and second game that you go...
You had to go through a heap of bullshit to find that out yourself.
You have to go through the first game to figure out that Joel's the villain. You have to go through this game to figure out that
Abby is the
these
hero.
characters are terribly written when it comes to the most important moment. Druckmann has great ideas for setups, but he sucks at endings.
Yep, sucks in execution.
When it comes to
I mean, for
ideas,
Christ's sake-
there's a lot of shit in this game that's very good. A lot of the story is very good. But the problem comes in is that the critical moments that are character-defining moments, he can't do. He drops the fucking ball constantly. He's done it with every game he's ever worked on.
Just to wrap up this story, this is Druckmann's response to any criticism, even if it's a meme, to essentially silence the people criticizing it. So let's just play that real quick.
Messing with his human rights. Now, our next story today comes from the YouTuber Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. This guy is a very well-known YouTuber, and he ended up getting canceled. He got taken down off of Twitter. Chris tweeted out here saying, wow, so what happened? D-Day Cobra officially got canceled, and it looks like Jeremy was taken down off of Twitter because of Naughty Dog. They sent him multiple DMCA takedowns, and they ended up getting his entire Twitter account removed. Just watch this.
So I posted this, because this is what you get when you get it. It's the account was locked. What happened? Your account has been locked because Twitter received a complaint. DMCA Act notice. Blah 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 blah. You have to hit start. You have to go through the prompts. Go through the continue. Yes, you understand. And I did that, and then I posted this image, and it said, "LOL, fuck Naughty Dog." So right after that was up for just a few minutes, and then all of a sudden, people started telling me that, hey, your account has been suspended. You're gone. Your account's been nuked.
Now, our next story today comes from TikTok. So it looks like
that is their response to anybody making any memes that are negative.
So go right ahead. No, go right ahead. Go right ahead and take this video down. I'd love to see you try, because guess what? We'll just re-upload it.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
It's not on this account.
That's full on abuse. That's full on abuse of the fucking DCMA.
No, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Because Neil fucked up, and it's not your fault. You just followed what he wanted for the layout of this game. You followed the writer's way of doing it. And you cannot be blamed, Naughty Dog, for how this game turned out, because this is all the writer who wrote this shit.
Like, he wants to be Hideo Kojima so bad. In fact, he even had to put himself in the game.
Here's the difference. When's the first time Hideo ever shows up in a Metal Gear game?
If you count the pictures, I believe it's Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. How many games did he have before? 2 games before he put himself into a game, and he put himself as an image. When does he become an actual model in a game?
That's not till Phantom Pain, isn't it?
Yeah. He didn't put himself as a 3D modeled character till Ground Zeroes, specifically.
Ground Zero, sorry.
Specifically. So, Hideo Kojima did not do a full self-insert till the 5th game of his franchise, the last game he would ever work on. Neil, you will never be Hideo, because Hideo has that one thing that you don't have.
And that's class.
And creativity.
Yeah.
What's the plot of Metal Gear 1? stopping a nuclear weapon that is inside of a fucking base in fucking Alaska. The sequel is literally the first game, and it's supposed to be from a different perspective.
Yeah.
The third game's the backstory of how all this shit comes to be, and the fourth game is the natural ending of this franchise. 8 hours of a natural ending to this fucking franchise. And it's so goddamn good.
You forced the narrative, and now people are criticizing you, rightfully so, and this is exactly what you fucking get.
Like, here's the thing. A lot of people will come out and say, oh, you don't like The Last of Us. Then that means you hate gays and people transgender and LGBT. No, we don't.
Really?
Here's why we hate Last of Us 2.
Is that why I was the first person to say, one of the first people to go, oh, Kanjin's gay? Cool. That's a cool. I am so glad that he's the first gay character in a fighting game. Good for him. That's a cool character, and he's a good character.
Notice it wasn't shoved down everybody's throats.
No, it was it was subtextual. It didn't need to be. He's gay, and then everybody went. It was subtextual.
Do we go around saying how straight as an arrow we are? No.
The older gods care not for the desires of your flesh.
And in Last of Us 2, you can tell by the writing and the scenery that you could tell they were trying to be token with it. They just hammer it down constantly. Like, we get it. We understand. Don't try to make it the narrative. We understand you're trying to represent, but a little too much representation is quite a bit annoying at times.
Why is a post-apocalyptic zombie game trying to talk about identity crisis of homosexual ideology?
Right.
Nobody gives a fuck.
You want to do that
Nobody
as a side plot?
Nobody
if you want to do that as a
cares.
side plot, that'd be one thing, but that was in the whole game. It was shoved down everybody's throats.
There was a part of the game where Ellie's girlfriend goes into a shop, a porn shop of all places, finds the pride flag, and asks, why is there a rainbow flag? And we're just sitting there like, yeah, Druckmann Druckmann had to release this in June. Dude, this was all planned.
Dude, I swear to God, and I'm saying this right now, if you wanted to make it a side fucking thing, that would be one thing. You made it the whole goddamn game. That's the problem. I know LGBTQ people that hated that you shoved it down that bad.
And here's the thing.
It looked good.
Yeah.
And Nikos, that's the best part.
What?
When your main character loses her virginity in a fucking weed farm.
Oh my God. All right. So what happens is, Ellie and her supposed girlfriend, they go investigate a friend of their friend's safe house. They investigate the basement, and you basically there's a light showing, and you're thinking, oh, is there like something mysterious that this person who previously lived there has been building? No, it's a weed farm grown underneath his basement. And Ellie and her girlfriend basically smoke a drag and have sex in a weed farm. And after that, you play as Abby, who's getting hunted down by freaking infected. And I was just really hoping for the player to just run themselves into an infected so I can get that black screen that says game over, so I can be like, I needed to see that. Oh, and that's not all. Mike, did you hear that Japan has censored the lovemaking scene with Abby and her boyfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell you why?
Go ahead.
So, it's really fucking untasteful of how that whole thing went down.
Oh shit.
And
from memers comparing her to as a transgender lesbian, but
which I mean, let's be honest, Japan doesn't really care about that stuff.
Yeah.
They're the one culture that just doesn't give a shit at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But you know what doesn't help is when you know that the audience for this game are going to be influenced by this game. Specific people are going to be influenced by this game. And all it does is make that sexual choice look stupid.
And it shouldn't.
It really does. It really does make straight people look retarded. And anybody who's homosexual, a moron.
It doesn't. Nobody looks.
It really doesn't help. And I think
it really shouldn't be that way. But this is what happens when you force a fucking narrative.
No, this is what happens when a feminist isn't a woman and is a guy.
Yep.
And he goes, I agree with Anita Sarkeesian. We need to change how women dress in gaming. By turning them into fucking dudes?
Yeah, right.
Mike, you and I basically did a podcast talking about this.
Yeah, which you can watch. I thought it was okay. I think we did good for our first. I thought we did good. We'll probably talk about something that's a little bit more in depth next time.
Yeah.
But we wanted to give a. This is how you design a female character that people are going to give a shit about. It doesn't matter.
Which again, we could go on about this all day long. But if you want to hear more of their thoughts, go to that podcast.
Now, I want to end off on this.
Yeah.
So the people that accuse us of saying if you don't like Last of Us, then you're transphobic, homophobic. That is not true. The reason why we don't like Last of Us is the fact that A, it was a marketing lie in certain scenes with Ellie and Joel. B, you completely destroy the legacy of a popular gaming duo. And Exhibit C, you basically introduces a character who has no rhyme or reason to be in the story, only the fact that she's been giving a backstory type character.
Yeah.
Where it's basically created from the man who basically crunched time, his entire development team, to focus the narrative on that character, her motives, and how she managed to destroy Exhibits A and B. And if you people like the game for what it is, alright, that's fine. You like the graphics, gameplay, so what? But you have to really look at this and say, this is terrible storytelling. It's incohesive, and it's clickbait plot that leads up to a third game. Where, I'm just going to say it, this game literally descends down to Disney Star Wars / Season 8 Game of Thrones territory.
Yeah,
where
Disney,
the writing just gives up.
I would agree with the factor that it's definitely Disney Star Wars because Abby is absolutely a fucking Mary Sue. A character who can survive anything because she has a strong will, because she's an independent woman. Instead of just making her a good fucking character, we need to absolutely push an agenda again. Stop doing it. Stop pushing an agenda. It doesn't work, and it has never worked.
It will never work. Ever.
Exactly.
Ever. Moral of the story, stop with the bullshit and stop abusing the DMCA because you don't like what people say about your video game. And we could go on another fucking developer, but we honestly don't have the time. We're probably going to just save that for next fucking...
just hopefully this is the last time we talk about Naruto, because it's at this point where I'm just sick and tired of talking about this stupid game, this stupid company, and that asshole.
Dude, I fucking absolutely agree with you. You think as I said before, do you think I like talking about how fucking Disney fucked up Star Wars? I hate it.
I mean, I don't like talking about how Vince fucks up WWE at all.
Nobody likes talking about it, but it's one of those things that you have to discuss at least once.
Yep.
And it's because this dumb fucking cuck moron is constantly doing it. He fucking for months now, before the game was even released.
Yep.
So, Neil, welcome to the fucking Asshole Hall of Fame. And honestly, Naughty Dog, if you're helping him, you're pathetic. It's pathetic.
Really? If this game wins an award, if it's in the same category as Game of the Year, I'm literally
I'll tell you what will happen. No one will take them seriously again.
No, here's what happened when you shit all over your fan base. Nobody cares. Want me to tell you what should win game of the year because of how fucking good it was? FF7. That's game of the year because that changed.
If fucking Last of Us 2 gets number 1 and that fucking game gets second, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
It's not only that.
I'm not even an avid gamer.
Here's the difference between Last of Us 1 and original FF7. Last of Us 2 took, 5-6 years to be made?
7 years, yeah.
It took about 7.
Final Fantasy 7 Remake took 20.
Took 20 years. 23 years to be even better than the previous installment. Right. And it absolutely fucking was. In every shape and form.
Yeah.
So if Naughty Dog goes, we had a lot of pressure. Try being fucking Square Enix with Final Fantasy VII.
Yep.
A game that they sat on?
We had a lot of pressure. You only had a lot of pressure because of the guy who fucking wrote your story.
Uh-huh.
While the other publisher had a lot of fucking pressure because the last game they were trying to remake was actually good.
Because the last game that they tried to remake is the greatest RPG fucking ever made.
The
greatest JRPG ever fucking made.
Okay, we can
There
go.
is no denying the importance of FF7. Nobody will ever say the importance of fucking Last of Us 2.
I hate cutting it off, but we do have to cut it off at some point because it's on.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
We'll be right back. We're going to come back and we're going to cover the music stuff. The music stuff usually is the fastest stuff we usually cover. But we'll come back. We'll also talk about more entertainment stuff going on. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Hibiki TMD on YouTube, retro gaming, pro wrestling, podcast, Terry Bollea, Hibiki Honors, Hibiki Quickie, everything in between. Hit that subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at the Hibiki TMD. And hey! Watch out for pedestrians, pal! You on the bike! Slow down! Hit that subscribe down below. Check us out at the Hibiki TMD on Twitter, Hibiki TMD on YouTube. Oh, the goddamn goodness.
What's up, bitches? Are you tired of being bored during quarantine? Well, to pass the time, check out hundreds of free classic games on PlayEmulator.com. This site offers so many classic titles from the Nintendo Entertainment System, all the way to the Game Boy Color. They also have a huge PSX library, along with an even bigger Sega library. The collection is massive and has hundreds of games, including, but not limited to, Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, the original Streets of Rage, Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man, WWF No Mercy, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, Virtual Pro Wrestling, Super Mario 64, F-Zero and F-Zero X, the original Tetris, Contra, WCW NWO Revenge, Doom 64, all Street Fighter 2 titles, Pokemon X and Y, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, the Ultimate Mortal Kombat Trilogy, and much, much more. They also have a small section for MSX including the original Metal Gear. There are also fan-made emulators you can play, including Shadow in Sonic, Mario vs. Sonic.exe, Simpsons Streets of Rage, and a Street Fighter 2 version of Street Fighter 5. Go on PlayEmulator.com and enjoy the fun, fellow gamers, because this shit's super fun, yo. Indy Force approved.
And we're back on the Indy Force, right here on YouTube.com. If you liked the video so far, last little bit of plug. Hit the like button, comment down below if you're watching this on VOD, or comment in the live chat, and share on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, or any other social media platforms.
Fuck it. Just share it. I don't care where you go. I don't even care if you decide to put the link on Pornhub. We'll do whatever the fuck you want. 4 angry nerds scream at lesbians.
There you go. Done.
Hey, if Pitmaster Broda can get Vertivi on Cornhub, so can we.
Let's do it to it.
So let's finish up.
But I want
else here.
But I want this to be the thumbnail on Pornhub.
All right, let's do this then. All right, so let's give a huge congratulations to well, I don't know if he's even a YouTube artist anymore because of who he associates with now. Congratulations to Stax with getting a feature from Tech9 on their music video Faster. So that's a big congratulations for him. But an even bigger congratulations to Randy Chris, I believe is his name, for the edits of the Faster music video. So, for those who don't know who this guy is, does anybody know the Godzilla fan-made lyric video that was made? And it was like Eminem, he's walking through chaos, there's like lyrics as like he's fully animated doing shit.
No.
I only remember that parody that I sent to you.
No.
Godzilla.
I'm not talking about Flying Kitty. Actually,
look at my shoes. Look at my shoes. Look at my shoes. Look at my shoes.
Look at my rap. Look at my crap. Look at my trap.
You don't need to pull up the video, James. You don't need to
No,
pull up
I'm pulling up a screenshot of I'm pulling up a screenshot. I'm also probably gonna mute it if I do play any of the video. So this guy freaking did an amazing job at this. No Life Shaq ended up reacting to us. He ended up doing his intro. I don't know if anybody's seen No Life Shaq's new intro, but fan video, I believe. It's like the first option, and it's by this guy. So yeah, I'm gonna just show
I can't believe this
the actual video, not the music, because I'm sure we'll get copyrighted beyond belief. So, for fuck's sake with these ads. It was a double ad, and I know it was a double ad. So yeah, this is like one of the freaking screenshots. This guy freaking did all this.
That's impressive. That's a lot of.
Damn. This was a
That takes a lot of effort to do when it comes to. That takes a lot of specific hand-drawn assets that you have to do.
Dude, you think that's crazy? Wait until I get to a certain part of this.
I can't wait for him to work.
Not even just the animation. Right when he talks about what goes around comes around, just like the blood on a chainsaw. That part of the song, he gets everybody that he ever made a diss track on. And their heads are basically mantles.
That's cool.
That's fucking nuts. This guy.
How do you feel that ICP is a fucking head on a mantle in this video game?
It's insane.
Considering what they did to Twisted, I'm not surprised.
What do you mean? What did they do to Twisted?
They moved them over.
How?
According to just about everybody I've talked to about the situation, they kind of.
That's a different person.
Really?
The situation? You mean the situation?
That was funny.
You mean this situation? Anyway, you were saying?
No, good night, everybody.
That's my line.
Hey, it's still on topic of music, so fuck it, go right ahead.
Sure. Yeah, basically they were screwing with their production, making their music sound like in comparison garbage. So Twisted.
So that way more people go to them.
Yeah, exactly. And Twisted eventually said, "You know what? Enough is enough. We've had enough of this bullshit." So they went out on their own, and apparently now their music sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, because they don't have. Listen, Twisted. I think one of the best songs is Juggalo to begin with. Anyway.
Right. Well, anyway,
killing everybody.
just for time's sake, because I want to try to get this video done before 10. So that guy that did that Godzilla video, the crazy animation shit, he did the same thing, but this time. So No Life Shaq originally blew him up because he already had he was already blowing up before this. But No Life Shaq then reacted to this video.
Okay.
His reaction was raw, and Eminem has been known to watch reaction channels, specifically including No Life Shaq. He's even shouted them out a couple times. So, after No Life Shaq's reaction came out to this fan video, Eminem's team reached out to him and said, "We'd love to do business with you in the future." No Life Shaq then paid him to do his intro, and after he did his intro, Dax ended up seeing it, to which then Tech9 ended up seeing it, and they both requested him to do the animation for the faster video. I will not show that just for time's sake, but if you thought that was impressive,
It's in the link.
Dude, this faster
in the description
is insane, dude.
Description. It's in the description.
It is some of the craziest things I've ever seen. The amount of work that it took to get that animation video done was insane.
Dude, I can speak from the heart on this one. Yeah, the animation takes fucking forever to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I'm saying it from somebody who I guess I could say now knows the original artist who worked on. Do you remember the fucking Astartes video for fucking Space Marines? I got in contact with that guy a couple months ago. It's fantastic, and he goes, yeah, I like the idea of your show. I can't wait to, maybe we could work something out in the future. And I go, that would be fucking awesome. He wants to work with us? He wants to work with us. I thought it was fucking radical.
Sweet.
So anyway, Astartes, Space Marines. I'll show you the video later on, Casey, because it's fucking radical. He goes, it takes forever to do because you have to literally, you need to not have missing frames, and that's really hard to do between like an animation.
The shit out of everything.
It's not even keyframing. It's literally it like missing frames could make something from. And I'll give a really good example of this. Watch Jurassic Park. In a single frame where he throws the fucking velociraptor, it disappears. It does. It disappears.
Anyway, besides that.
So congratulations,
Randy Chris. Like, that's fucking insane.
We would like, hey, in the future, we would like to do some work with you if we get the cash together to do it.
Yeah,
you do have good work.
I'm sure he's getting paid big bucks now.
Oh yeah, so
he does. So congratulations to that guy.
You do fantastic work, good sir. Let us know if you ever want to do a collaboration.
That would be nuts. That being said, congrats Miro, aka Rusev. He has now started a YouTube channel. So we wanted to say it's Miro Day. Welcome to the YouTube fam.
Suka Blieto.
Rusev Putria. Rusev
Sika Biet.
Bliet Kotka.
Putria. Miro YouTube.
Hans. Getzepanzer.
What?
Hans Getzeluger.
Hans Stotzepanzer.
But yeah, Rusev is like, I've seen like video clips now, so he's just like taking a lot of interview questions right now. He's like uploading Twitch clips to YouTube.
Which is smart.
He just seems like the nicest guy. He just compliments everybody. Everybody's the greatest.
Are you saying that WWE are dumb, stupid pieces of shit that have an athlete that is very good in the ring and got rid of him for dumb, stupid ass reasons?
Yes.
And who is now probably going to be better utilized.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Wouldn't be the first time. It's never going to be the last.
Yep.
Because while it's still under the VKM signature, guess what that means? You either work for the company or you get the fuck out.
Exactly.
That being
said, congrats.
His actual name, which doesn't pop to my head right now. Welcome to the family, son.
Welcome to the family, Miro. Welcome to the YouTube fam. Just stay away from the drama section whenever you go.
It's really hard to do sometimes because it bleeds.
Do it.
That shit bleeds over to other sections. Hard sometimes.
Do it. Just stay away.
Dude, you sometimes you just can't avoid it. It's.
I know. Trust me. You're telling the guy that had to put the topics in the fucking show.
Dude. I'll tell you this right now, Casey. There's a lot of times I go, I really wish that we didn't talk about this.
Trust me.
It comes to a lot of shit that we've had to discuss on this show, and it's two specific groups of people that I go, yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so James, what do you got left on there?
We got like a kind of a debate. So this is from US Magazine.
I am a master debater.
Okay, so I'm gonna read this because this is like more of a thing. So, Sean Lowell doesn't want more than 4 kids, but Catherine, I'm gonna fucking butcher her last name. Probably butchered her first name. Will make the ultimate decision. I'm not gonna read the actual article. I just wanted to read the title of that. I'm pretty sure this is satire.
So
I'm sure it was all in a joking manner. But there is a debate.
What's this about?
Yeah, was this one of those celebrity moms
Here's
taking
my-
custody of 4 kids type of shit?
Yeah, something like that. I'm not saying they're going to divorce or anything. That's not what I'm saying. Again, I think this was in satire, but it does raise a point.
Yeah. What's
Why? Where's the team effort in like relationships anymore?
I'll tell you.
You know what I mean?
Let me tell you what happened, okay? Let me drink some boomer juice. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, do it. Oh.
Hey, kiddo. I see that you're not having one of the best days today, and you're trying to figure out how to keep a relationship under lock and key. Dad joke. So here's what you got to do. Stop being a pathetic little fuck boy and keep your dick in your pants, you pathetic piece of human waste. It's not that hard. It really isn't that hard. How to have a partner. You have a partner. You guys click together to make a relationship. It's not that hard.
Yeah, let it naturally come to you. Don't fucking actively seek it. Because, right, I'm sure, I don't even know, because you never know. This might not be a joke, but, like, I've seen shit like that where it's like, one partner will be like, we're doing this, and then the other partner is going to be like, I don't do that. I don't really want to do that. And it's like, well, too bad for doing it anyway. And I'm like,
let me put it like this. When I'm with Lillian, every time I'm down there, and I regret saying it a lot of the time because I'll wait about 45 minutes before I get an answer. I ask her all the time. Casey knows, Nikos knows. What do you want to do, honey?
Right.
I ask her constantly what she wants to do. And if I don't get an answer, I go, why don't we try to figure this out together so that way we can figure it out? Sometimes I'll sit there and be like, woman, fucking pick something.
I have a counter to that.
Go.
Say that you're taking her out to eat. What's the age-old question that you always ask your girl?
Easy. When are you cooking when we get home?
There's that.
And if your children miss you beat them with a sack of oranges. They won't bruise, and you got something delicious for that morning cup of coffee.
I was actually looking for, so where do you want to go? And say, I don't know. Instead, just ask them this. Guess where we're going. And they'll give you a list. Just take them to the first place that they guessed.
Here's what you do
Ends
instead.
that topic.
If you look at your girl and she goes, I'm not sure what we want to do, you go, well, what are you in the mood for? She doesn't give you an answer, or if you have another partner of a different gender or whatever, I don't give a fuck. I can only say it from female perspective because I've only dated women in my life. Not because of stupid reasons, but that's because the only thing I was attracted to. I regret it every day. Guidance counselor Willie with his shredded biceps.
anyway, continue.
Casey's done. I fucking murdered him.
Anyway, continue.
Just hear me out. If you're having a relationship and you want to have one of those equal relationships, as equal as you possibly can.
Right.
It's really not that hard. It's just finding the middle ground. Don't fight about stupid, dumb bullshit that makes no fucking...
I don't want no more than 4 kids. Well, I think we should have 5.
That's when you go to the doctor.
Have 5. You understand?
That's when you go to the doctor's office and you go, all right, so I want you to cut me like right here, and that will stop that problem altogether.
I want 7 kids. Okay, babushka, chill. We're not in the old country.
Oh, yeah? Well, I want 7 cars, and I can't afford for the 7 cars, so how the fuck am I going to afford for 7 kids? There's your answer. No, seriously, there's your answer. Oh, are we having a difficult time paying the bills, paying the car insurance, paying the car, paying for general options and having a tough time raising the kid. Oh yeah, that really does seem like the smartest decision to pop out another fucking offspring into a goddamn world of a hurricane of nightmares.
Almost. So, yeah, fair enough with this whole thing. I'm sure it was satire. I think it does raise a legit point.
It's not that hard to maintain a relationship. To those that are sitting there going, I have a tough time staying with the same partner because I lose interest. It's not about what you have in common. It's those stupid little idiosyncrasies that you will notice that you will fall in love with. Those stupid fucking things that only you know that nobody else will ever know.
Exactly.
Especially because some thumb-looking motherfucker on the couch constantly asks you those questions and you will never answer him. Do you hear me? You will never answer him because he's too fucking nosy. That's a big nose I got there. I gotta... Yeah,
are you talking about me?
Who else?
I figured you were talking about me.
Alright, now it's time to get the photo of me and Nico.
That's my dad, guys. Say hi.
I can't tell by the
Hello.
head that's in the way. I can't see.
Insert wise ass Mike comment here.
Yes.
It's my standability. What?
Okay, finally. All right. So let's get to the next one. I just figured that was a nice lighthearted topic that I'm sure was just going to be a funny little meme debate before we get to the sad thing.
As I said,
lighthearted.
You are curious on how to maintain a relationship. There are plenty of professional people out there that can tell you how to do it properly. They're all idiots. Don't listen to them. I'm going to take a relationship advice from somebody that goes, I'm on my third divorce.
Or how about this? How about this one? They could provide professional help as long as they give them money.
I got a better idea. I got a good one. Here's my favorite one. Are you having a tough time with your love interest? Is she constantly saying that you don't put up enough? Well, where's she work?
She works at Hooters. I mean, what?
Whoa!
Okay. Anyway, before we dig ourselves into a hole we can't get out of, we actually do have to talk about something sad.
I'm not gonna break. Oh, that was small hole.
Apparently, somebody from Quiet Riot got admitted to the emergency room.
Not shocking, because guess what? Drugs are still a problem even today.
Yeah. Frankie, the drummer of Quiet Riot, is in the emergency room. Nikos, if you would like, you can read this one, and then I'll read the last one.
Yeah, sure. So this is coming from antimusic.com, posted by Kevin
I'm not even trying to
Wiggins.
laugh about it, but what a name for a website, huh?
Anti-music?
Yeah. Even though they review music.
Yes.
Just saying.
So
anyway.
the article, which has been posted on the 16th of June, Quiet Riot's Frankie Benali admitted to emergency room. And so, Quiet Riot drummer Frankie Benali was admitted to the emergency room at a Los Angeles area hospital. I'm pretty sure this will say area, but it says R. Who cares?
Yeah.
On Monday night, June 15th, for an unspecified reason.
So this would have been. This wasn't last night. Now this is now. We're recording this on the 22nd. So by that point, it would have been like a week ago.
Yeah.
About a week ago.
Benali has been fighting stage 4 pancreatic cancer for over a year. He took to Facebook on Monday night to share a selfie photo of himself at the Kaiser Permanente Woodland Hills Medical Center in Woodland Hills, California. He captioned the photo, and I quote, "Just admitted to the emergency room at Kaiser. It occurred sick to me that this is just like Disneyland, except the lines are shorter and the rides are painfully slow. And the price of admission? OMG." An hour later, he posted the following about his bandmates. "Love you, Chuck Wright. Love you, Alex Grossi." End quote.
So pancreatic cancer is not a joke. I mean, I know that I made the drug joke, but because rock stars, it's kind of like the big thing. But pancreatic cancer any cancer in general is terrible.
Worse.
Just ask anybody that's ever had cancer. It's like, it fucking sucks, because guess what? You are eating away and dying, and all because cell regeneration sucks. And by sucks, it's like your cell regeneration's really good. Too good. That's how tumors and all this other shit. Well, tumors, depending on there's a lot of different things on that. Yeah. But cancer is roughly a couple things as well. But it's not fun for anybody involved. It's a terrible thing. So, as 1/4 of the Indy Force, I can't believe I can say that, we want to extend our hand out in a healing way towards you, good sir. You are an incredible drummer. And Quiet Riot, I mean, do I even have to? If you don't know who Quiet Riot is either, you're not really a heavy metal fan.
Yeah, right.
Or you've never heard of them before because you're a little kid.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, maybe you're just dumb.
I'm pretty sure that's the majority of fans nowadays.
Yeah, I've always said if you're going to be into music, expand your reach. Go for different stuff that you can go, I know I'm going to be the only one to really listen to this. And I'm okay with that, because I don't need to share this around with everybody in the world.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah.
That being said, obviously, Frankie, we hope you get better. Now we go to a topic that we can laugh about because of failure.
Neil Druckmann was hit by a car, and it said, looks like at the end he
I
was
mean,
the last.
not Neil Druckmann, but it is a car wreck. I'll read this one. I got it up already. Mr. Tekashi 6699 and Nicki Minaj. Okay, their Trolls song video reportedly did not break the YouTube's hip hop views record.
Yeah, because what makes you expect the dude whose zodiac animal is a rat paired up with a woman who's got more plastic in her than the Indian Ocean could ever top YouTube's hip hop views on the record?
Holy shit!
This is what he needed was a helmet. Because Tekashi's fucking stupid.
Alright, hold on. Let's read this to laugh.
I can't hear you, Eddie.
All hip-hop news. So, it looks like some of the celebration for Tekashi 6699 and Nicki Minaj's Trolls music video was premature. After reports initially started, stated the visuals set a new 24-hour views record for the hip-hop acts. That claim is now being pulled back. According to XXL, a YouTube representative confirmed that Trolls was actually 6.4 million views short of the record. In May, 6ix9ine's Goomba collected 38.9 million views in the first 24 hours. The platform-breaking record is set by Eminem's Kill Shot at 38.1. Most views in hip-hop history, says Nicki Minaj. In less than 24 hours, let's get 46 million views, says Nicki Minaj on Instagram.
Fan base says, no.
The courts say, who you snitching?
And here's the thing. That was a lie, because what she said was, Minaj wrote on her Instagram page about supposedly pulling 46 million plays on the Trolls video in its first day of release. 6699 also upload, and by the way, that's exactly how it's spelled, so shut up. That's real. You people have been pronouncing it wrong for years. 6699 also uploaded an IG message about supposedly setting a new YouTube record, but he has since deleted the post. The discrepancy in the numbers for the Trolls video, 32.5 million versus 46 million, appears to have been connected to paid advertising views. YouTube's 24-hour record debut policy reads, videos eligible for 24 hours debuts those who are with the highest views. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure I don't read that wrong. from organic sources within the first 24 hours of the video's release.
Yeah.
This includes direct links to the video, search results, external sites that embedded the YouTube.
Are they links between worlds or links to the past?
Exactly. Like the homepage, watch next and trending. Video advertising is an effective way to reach specified audiences with a song debut, but paid advertising on YouTube will no longer be considered when looking at a 24-hour record debut. Both 6699 and Nicki Minaj have been promoting Trolls on social media. They have also offered different versions of YouTube content related to the track. Multiple merchandise/digital download bundle options, such as hoodies, vinyls, cassettes. Oh yeah, because I totally want a Trolls vinyl. Are also available for what seems to be a major push to get a #1 on Billboard's Hot 100 charts. New merch up now.
What you're saying is, am I free to go? You still got 27 years.
Oh my God.
Did you hear about this song on YouTube?
And the media could not be played because he has since taken down the merch. Holy shit.
So Takeshi 6X99, because that's his name, and if you sit there and say, well, what is it? You're an idiot if you think it isn't, because it's lit. 6IX9INE. 6X99.
Good job there, Einstein.
I am Unine Takeshi 6X99. Da wusste ich denn, das was aus Hunden ist erraten. Ich bin 9 Unten.
This guy and gal, or
Hans,
things,
get the
we
Panzer.
just call them what they are, and that is utter failures. Bum, bum, ba-dum.
They are literally plastic rats.
Hold on, I got something for this.
Go.
Wait a second.
Uh-oh.
Gotta get her.
Oh no, he's drawing on his hand.
And we do one of these. And we do one of these. Oh, perfect.
Oh
we do one
no.
of these. And then we do one of these. Hey, look! A fucking Muppet whose name is Takeshi 6699.
I did it, Your Honor. I saw him shoot the judge. He was such a good man. You cannot stop me.
God damn it, shut up. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
this is permanent Sharpie. Oh, well, now I got eyes on my hand.
as you can tell, there was many differences between the artist we previously mentioned that was doing hip-hop in Dax and Tech9.
Hey, remember?
Tekashi 6ix9ine and Mr. Nicki Minaj, or I'm sorry.
Mr. Nicki Minaj.
I mean, I can't tell.
Right.
Miss Nicki Minaj. Yeah, you guys failed.
I got T. Do you remember that time that Takeshi 6ix9ine went? Yeah, Tupac Shakur's a bitch, and his music's for bitches, and it's like, is that why Tupac went to jail, got out, and was shot 5 times and lived? Yeah, you go to court and you hear, so what are you in for? Yo, I heard you like snitching. I'm all for that. So I guess because I gotta do it.
I mean, that's it.
I gotta do this once. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming on to this podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's get the like, comment, subscribe, do all that bullshit, follow the other links, whatever.
Share it everywhere. Share the thing. Share it on Pornhub even. Who cares?
Watch the Jay Hebert side. Watch Open Mic Night. Watch fucking WIW in its entirety.
It's gonna all be in the script.
They'll be there. Fuck it. Jerry, hit the button. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta do it again. Jerry, hit the button.
I'm hitting the button. I love it when a plan comes together. button.
It didn't work. You gotta hit it.
Fuck.
Man.
Button.
Hit the button, Jerry. Jerry.
Try.
Push the button. Do it now.
Doing it. It's not working.
Fucking do it, James.
I hit it.